Grapsody, what Will, Phil, and Reg, trying to keep it real instead of what you usually get from these talking heads. It's Grapsody, we're here to fill the void. 3 black fans, different perspective, got to fill your voice. Coming with the podcast, talking majors, indies in between. Yeah, it's all that, and we're down with Fightful, better fall back. Coming for respect, we connect like a ball bat. No need to double check, these are all facts. You're listening to what's talk raps. You're listening to what's talk raps. Will, Phil, and Reg. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps.
Welcome. It is I. It is he. This is Grapsody. I'm Phil Lindsey. Of course, I'm joined by Righteous Reg as well. I'm chuckling because I was trying to see if the feed to Twitter is working. It does not look like it is, but
it's not.
You know what it is. We're here anyway.
It is your favorite rapper, your favorite writer, and your favorite podcaster, media man, Righteous Reg. It's Saturday morning, not a different morning for us. And I'm happy that everybody is here to join us for Grapsody. It's been an interesting week, as always, with all these weeks. Everything's crazy. Life is weird. What's up with you, Philip Lindsey?
I'm good. Trying to figure out why Elon's app is not allowing the StreamYard link to work, but it is what it is.
He hates us, and he's hated us for a very long time, and I hate him back very much equally. It's insane. Shout out to everybody out there. Hope that life is okay. Hope that weather is fine. Somebody was saying they're shoveling 3 feet of snow today. Again, don't know about that life. It's been sunny outside in Oakland, California. Shout out to the On the Radar homies. I was listening to their cipher before we started the show, Phil, and hip hop is still alive. Thank God. It's scary out sometimes. You watch some videos and you're like, I think this is over, you guys. And then somebody like On the Radar does their own freshman 15 or whatever they did themselves. And all these guys are incredible rappers, and they're bringing something new and dope to the game. And it makes me excited about the future. So shout out to them. There's another cipher from a company I don't know with a bunch of rappers that I was also like, actually, I think hip hop is dead. I think this is over because this is some of the worst stuff I've ever heard in my life. So I love the contrast here, Philip Lindsey. What a life.
Yeah, I didn't see the cipher, but yeah.
Watch the On the Radar one. Don't watch the other one.
People be out here rapping, bro. So I guess I don't know.
Finally, thank God, it's only been 500 years. It's just too crazy. People talking, music, hip hop, them trying to slander J. Cole still. J. Cole went on sale for his world tour or countrywide tour that's going on. They announced an Oakland, California show. Demand so crazy, they had to announce a second Oakland, California show, Phil. And they try to say this guy isn't who he is.
Oh, no, I already knew. That's why I was like, every time people keep trying to do this, I was like, J. Cole is still J. Cole. Yeah, I don't know. People keep trying to do this album's not that great, or, this is the guy y'all are putting all this hype behind. And it's like, yeah, no. No, it's still Jermaine.
Cole.
That's so bad. Almost for like 2 weeks now, I've been getting up in the morning and thinking first thing in the morning, in my mind, I'm going to Carolina. If you're not thinking about the intro first thing in the morning.
He did something. They don't understand this. I'm saying.
Nah, energy shifted when that intro hit the first time. I was like, nah, bro. Colin and James Taylor, man.
He understands it. There's a new video of him talking about the timeline of his albums and essentially saying The Fall Off is not his last album. Like I never for 1 second thought that myself, Philip Lindsey. I just kind of know how J. Cole functions and how he talks and how his projects kind of lay out. And I was like, this isn't his last album. I don't know why people are getting so hung up on it. And he kind of broke down what the series of albums are and what his role is, and I might drop again. I don't know. Who knows? And it's like, yeah, okay, I got it, Cole.
Yeah, bro. people that are doing that. This isn't his last album. A rapper lied. I perish the thought. A rapper told us he was going to do something and he's not actually doing it. A rapper said he was going to retire and he's not actually retiring.
This is the first time that's ever happened. Not like arguably the greatest rapper of all time. Never was like, I'm done here. I'm not rapping anymore. We're finished. The Black Album is it. You guys don't come to me. And then we got a lot more after that. Too Short did the same thing. I'm retiring, you guys. This is my 10th album. I'm out. Just kidding.
Yeah. Surely we've never seen anybody else do this. I just don't. Yeah, I didn't expect this to be his last album. Yeah, regardless of everything he was saying, I was like, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, still getting a lot of spins in his household. Yeah, still getting better every time. Yeah, that whatever Gas in the Ville record or Bombs on the Ville record with the beat change. It's too many songs on it that still I'm like, nah, y'all are like, this album is bad. I don't think it's like I still don't know if I believe it's the best Cole album, but
no, I wouldn't say all that.
It's still highly enjoyable album.
I still think it's a little too long, but
Yeah. There's some songs he could have cut off there.
We got to find a happy medium because sometimes I think albums are too short and then often albums are a lot of records. And it's like, we deserve all these records, but like, you got to figure out a different way to do. I don't know.
Yeah. We did not, we got the birthdays out of the way last week. We didn't get into any of the deaths. A week late, but rest in peace to James Vanderdeep. That was out of nowhere. I know that he had been dealing with like his cancer diagnosis, and there was some stuff in the news about him trying to sell off things to be able to afford treatment and some other things, which is absolutely nuts.
Insane.
But yeah, James passed away. If you don't know, of course, Dawson's Creek fame, a bunch of other things. Jesse Jackson also recently in the news this week passed away. Rest in peace to Jesse Jackson, a guy that has stood among like legends in civil rights movements. He's had his own part he played in the civil rights movement, and
he was up there with Martin Luther King. You guys, he was up there.
Yeah. So rest in peace to Jesse Jackson. Condolences to his family. Jesse was. It's funny. I would see him often here in Chicago.
Oh, really?
He would just be I would be at an event and I turn around and he'd be like sitting at a table somewhere.
See, that's crazy.
Yeah. So, and I mean, of course, controversial. We don't need to get into some of that stuff, but
absolutely,
he did do a lot of positive things when he was here as well.
Right.
So again, rest in peace to him. I think that's all of them. I saw some other deaths this week, and I was just like, yeah, that sucks. But
the homie Eric Dane from Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
McSteamy, like,
yeah,
it's crazy out here. What a wild time. It seems like these things are stacking up. Yeah, rest in peace to Jesse Jackson. Like, as black man of our age, like, he's been a constant in our lives, hearing about civil rights, hearing about that side, black politicians, black stuff on that side. He's always been kind of involved in things like that. Like I said, he was up there when Martin Luther King got shot, dog. Like, that's a memory that he has in his brain, and like, I can't even begin to think how crazy that is. And he lived a long life of still fighting the fight, whether people like it or not. On sometimes the issues he'd be on were a little on the other side, but that's here nor there. Rest in peace to him. Sending condolences out to his family. What a crazy time, Phil.
Yeah. The craziest time. Yeah, I again, condolences to the family of those guys. Eric Dane thing was interesting as well, because I know he had like talked about like the condition he had for a while, and I know that he had been in the news for that. Minimal was right. That was the other one I was trying to think of. Robert Duvall, legendary actor.
Absolutely.
I didn't say one coming either, but rest in peace to him. Of course, very notable actor. It's just so funny. So many people that were like trying to say rest in peace to him and pick the movie that they know him from, and there were people that were saying Kicking and Screaming, the Will Ferrell movie,
Yes.
and I was just like, not Godfather, Kicking and Screaming.
I mean, mine might be Step Brothers because like that performance, one of the greatest performances of all time from the big homie, what he did in that. So I mean, it's crazy, you guys. Like sick, life, death. It's a lot. I want to take a pause. I think.
Yeah,
Get me out of here.
I did not check out the Baby Keem record.
I haven't heard
YouTube
it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've seen like clips of like the live rollout thing he did, and I've heard snippets of it, but I haven't heard the album in its entirety.
Yeah, I'm about to drive to Bakersfield after this podcast, and I will definitely give it a big old run through because I've been hearing some good things about it. People have been saying he's rapping like Andre 3000 on here, and I'm like, I gotta hear what these people are saying because what are y'all saying? Why are y'all saying this? Why are y'all putting that on this kid? Phil is what I'm saying. Like he doesn't. I mean, people are influenced by who they're influenced by. Like I'm sure he listened to a lot of Outkast, with this cousin being Kendrick Lamar, with how like Kendrick was like, listen to this album, and I'm sure it was an Outkast album. You know what I mean? So he probably has a lot of that influence. But don't do that to him. I'm going in here expecting some Andre 3000 stuff, and like that's not a good place to be at.
Yeah. I stalled long enough just to make a manual link on Twitter.
Yes.
Because Twitter is being weird. But regardless, yeah, I haven't heard this Baby Keem album. I will listen to it. I did see that Kendrick had a feature on there, had a little pow for Young Thug, because Young Thug was in there gossiping with his girl, talking a little greasy. So
well deserved. Like sometimes you just gotta shoot. Hey man, I heard that, and I could hear that some more if you want me to. I just here to let you know, not anything crazy, just like I acknowledge you, and this is exactly where you're going to end up. So shout out to the homie Kendrick, really laying it out for his baby cousin out there, man. Like he's getting all this fanfare because he's attached to one of the biggest rappers in the world off of a crazy stretch of his career. So shout out to him.
Yeah. Send us in your super chats. That is the best way to get your chats read on this very podcast. You can also send us a humper chat at humperchats.com/Fightful.
We always appreciate your super chats, your humper chats, any love you guys show. We have the best supporters. I got to meet a couple of them the other day at Dynamite. It's always amazing when I'm out at a wrestling show and somebody yells Grapsody out of nowhere, and it's like the best feeling. It never has gotten old. I was standing with Double Dub, Bill Birmingham, Will Washington talking shop, and somebody yelled out Grapsody. They actually remembered when he was on the show, Phil, and it was so funny. He was like, I'm still in the intro. I'm like, yeah, you're still in the intro. And like there's people that watch this show and are like, who is that guy? Like, what is he? He don't never come on the show. He don't never talk. He don't never do nothing. Why is he in the intro? That's Double Dub, man. He's grandfathered in here at this point. So shout out to y'all. We're going to get into a couple of these super chats. One of the homies that I saw there that day, Joseph Molina. Morning, fellas. Reg, it was great to meet you and Will this past Wednesday for Dynamite. What a show it was. Meeting the homie Joe Molina after all these years. That's the crazy thing, Phil. Like you think back, Joe Molina has been a longtime supporter. A couple of people, like it's been years at this point. Like it feels like it's going by super fast, but like time is insane. We started this in 2021.
Yeah. Yeah, crazy. Appreciate you, Joseph.
Appreciate you, Joe Molina. Always a great supporter of the pod. Great to meet you. We got to see an incredible wrestling show that we will get into here very soon. The homie, the other Mikey V says, maybe a cop killer through the table was a bit much, but Kenny was an instigator last week for that slap. Hashtag gotta hear both sides. See, we're going to get into it. Swerve's heel turn, Phil, and if it's going to completely work and how heels work in this place, because Swerve is undeniably a cool heel. Like he's like, even when he's not trying, people are like, yeah, that's cool though. You know what I mean? Know what I mean, Vern? Appreciate that, other Mikey V. Matt Raquel says, great prestige event last night. The Swerve turn had to happen with the incoming return of the Billy Goat. AEW is where the Billy Goat wrestles. Yeah, shout out to the homies in Prestige Wrestling. I watched the entire event last night. It was the final wrestling match of the homie Kevin Blackwood. Shout out to the homie KB. Saw a lot of great wrestling from him in West Coast Pro, with him as the West Coast Pro world champion. Prestige is going on an indefinite hiatus, so they had their last Roseland Ballroom event. It was anchored, I think, by my favorite match of the night was the West Coast Pro women's champion Johnny Robbie. She took on Amira, and these ladies rocked it. They were going 1,000 miles per hour. They know each other. They put together a tremendous match that, for a minute, I had anxiety that Amir was going to pull it out, but Johnny Robbie did it once again. Shout out to the homies in Prestige Wrestling. They put on some incredible events. Like, watching that show last night, and the crowd was so hype, and it felt like an incredible independent wrestling event. I was like, see, independent wrestling isn't completely dead. They're trying to strip the lifeblood out of what it is, but it'll always exist because of events like this, because of Portland area, because of California, because of the East Coast, because of all these great places. It'll never truly die, even though they're trying to kill it. And off the backs of that, I will like to send love out to one half of the West Coast Pro Tag Team Champions, Starboy Charlie, who is now officially WWE ID. Not surprised at all one bit. I've been going to West Coast Pro events for years now. I watched this kid sit in the crowd and then transition into winning the West Coast Pro World Championship. And every time I'd go to a show, I'd be like, you guys got to get ready because Charlie is out of here, dude. They're going to get Charlie. Don't sit on it. Don't wait. He's out of here. Every time I would go to a show. And so I went to we all heard about his tryout and where he was. He was in the crowd at NXT one day. And so I went to the House of Glory show, and he was backstage, and I talked to him, and I was like, this guy's out of here. And so them officially announcing that he is, not officially, but he did do an Evolve taping last night, and he is gang. So shout out to the homeboy Charlie, who earned it. I know I've had some qualms. You guys are probably like, this guy's a big fucking hypocrite. But when people that you know and close get signed and get these opportunities, it's just exciting. So shout out to my homeboy Starboy Charlie for his opportunity.
Yeah, I did see him in the crowd at NXT. I was like, wonder what that means. Look, man, hope for the best for him. I don't know if you saw your homie on a big podcast with Stephanie McMahon. I was like, I've seen the clips of it. I still need to watch the whole thing. But just the clip of him talking about like how dangerous his hometown is, and Stephanie's like sitting there with like her Barbara Walters. But did any of your friends pass away? I was just like, what's this is it's an interesting dynamic here, but I do have to check it out. Shout out to Royce. Still getting used to calling him Royce, but shout out to Royce, man. I know some people are still like, why isn't he on TV? Like, coming straight in and getting that kind of rollout, coming straight in and getting the Stephanie McMahon interview right after AJ Styles, like, that's still pretty big.
He's an essential. The WWE universe don't even know this guy fully yet, and he's on the podcast with Stephanie McMahon. I know how people feel, and I know how they talk, but that's crazy, Phil. Like, that doesn't just happen for everybody.
Yeah, on there getting to tell his story.
That's how you get get people behind somebody knowing their story.
Yeah, I seen the whole demo. He had like the matching sweatsuit. He had like the Air Maxes that matched his joints. So I'm like, yo. Roll out over there, man. I see it.
Yeah, shout out to my homeboy. I haven't watched it in full because like I've never have clicked play on a Stephanie McMahon's podcast. So like my brain, my hand, I can't, like I physically haven't done it yet. So it's been time to get to it, but I have seen clips and I have been laughing out loud thinking of my friend sitting next to fucking Stephanie McMahon.
So funny. But yeah, I have to check it out. Everybody I know that's heard it said that they did a great job of like filling in the blanks of his story for people that don't know. Um,
Yeah, shout out to my big homie Powerhouse Hobbs. I'm just kidding. Royce Keys. People are I don't know. Well, I say overreact. I want to say they're overreacting because this week the homie Oba was on main event, and last week the big homie Royce Keys was on main event, and people are like, "This is it. They're over." But then Oba was on SmackDown, like getting a big win. So it's like, I don't know.
He's been on SmackDown every week, I think, since Royal Rumble.
What?
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not a big fan of like putting Oba out there and just having him just throttle somebody like Kit Wilson because we know he's gonna just wash him. It's not anything that interesting, but this is kind of the issue when you move up during WrestleMania season because there's so many things they're trying to set up for the show, and it's not like it used to be. You're getting whatever 5-match cards, so
Right.
everybody's not going to make the card. So it's like if you're trying to be on the main roster now, and they don't have a plan for you for WrestleMania, you're just gonna have to wait this out. And that was kind of my worry with when Royce first went over there, but hopefully it works out, man. I just I think that he can fit in over there. I'm just again not sure what the direction is at this point.
Yeah, there's a place, as we've seen, like they can be slotted in there, but like if they're having a hard time getting Oba on the show, it's gonna be even harder to get the big homie on there. So it's just it's a time. It's early still. Like there's still a lot of time. The Stephanie thing's gonna work out for him. I think it's gonna gain him some new fans. It's just about what they do here in the future. It's WrestleMania season, so a lot of eyes are gonna be over there. So any slots any of these guys get, I think, is going to be good for the future, but we will see. The homie Van Twin Blade said it's football season, baby. Let's go City. Also, Mr. Strickland and Mr. Omega killed that shit. The sickos live.
Yeah. Not much of a football/soccer fan, but I feel you. Chicago Bears have been in the news a lot this week after having a very good season because, of course, that's how things go for us. Oh, if things are good, it's like, oh, well, there's a catch. Ha, ha, ha. We might be moving out of the city.
What's around this corner?
Yeah, I'm not buying this Indiana move quite yet. I'll see it when I believe it. I mean, I'll believe it when I see it. But it just kind of feels like they're trying to pressure the city into paying for this stadium because the organization don't want to pay for it. And if Indiana is willing to use some taxpayer money to pay for the stadium, yeah, we'll be over there. I think that's all this is. It's just them trying to put pressure on the city and put pressure on other organizations to fund the stadium.
They're going to where the money is. Who's surprised?
Yeah. Yeah, so my gut is it's probably going to end up in Arlington or back in Chicago, but I don't know. The idea of them moving all the way to Indiana is absolutely ridiculous, though. And people are like, hey, this will be okay. No, it won't be okay. That's Indiana. That's not Chicago. Nobody's going to Indiana to watch games. Like, what are we talking about?
Hey, this will be okay. It's been so the divide I've been seeing online has been so funny because you know how wild the Twitter algorithm is like you look at one thing and they show you a million things, but like the other sides, both sides of Chicago fans, because I've seen a lot of them be like, this might be cool, I like this, blah blah blah, but I think I've seen a lot of them being like, what? Absolutely not. We're not doing this. Like just a big divide, a big angry divide. But like that's not wrestling fans, that's football fans. That is also wrestling fans. It's just nobody wants to leave from their home to how far away would that be for you to try? Like, what is this?
It's not that far away. I mean, of course, the downtown area is way closer, but like,
okay,
going all the way out to Indiana to watch a Bears game, no. I don't even like the idea of going all the way out to Arlington either. But like,
right?
No, Indiana.
I was gonna say, can you still call them the Chicago Bears if they play in Indiana? They still call them the San Francisco 49ers, and they play in Santa Clara. So,
yeah.
It's about your area. Appreciate that, Van Twin Blade. The homie, very famous out here in these Twitter streets. Aaron Busby, the Buzz says, happy Grapsody, y'all. For your information, no, I have not talked to Kendrick today. Hey, Buzz, you talked to Kendrick today?
Bro.
We weren't informed last time we talked, but I've caught up, Phil, and I'm dead.
KD is something else, bro. It's a funny guy, bro. Being in a group chat, being caught talking about your teammates. And then the funny thing about it is when I saw some of the messages, I was just like, he's not entirely wrong about a lot of what he's saying. He just shouldn't be the person saying it. Just the idea that he's on a burner saying these things to people is crazy, but it's just like, when you look at this Houston Rockets team, there are a lot of issues over there.
I mean, it's frustrations that basketball players have and a lot of them express, but just not in this manner and not as like the star player of the team and not as the guy that's had allegations of having burner accounts and being too online, and then you're just so online that this get exposed.
Yeah.
And then he's in our homies' DMs. No response. Busby hasn't responded to him one time, and he's just back. And the messages, Phil, are all like 3 a.m., 6 a.m. I'm like, dog, you're waking up or staying up to beef with Aaron Busby? What's going on?
Not on a burner account, on his regular account doing it.
Not even to the burner. He's like, I want you to know this is Kevin Durant for real. No subliminals.
Yeah. Yeah. That whole weekend when I was reading that stuff, I kept thinking of the Lil B KD diss track. You remember that? Mm-hmm. Where he basically did the same harmony as Brown Paper Bag. Fuck Kev Durant.
Listen. The curse has been on. I know they.
That's why he lifted it.
He lifted it, but it's still, as you can see, the remnants are still there. Kevin Durant is still dealing with spooky stuff, you know. Shout out to Aaron Busby. That's hilarious. The homie Meet Normus says, I got 5 on it. Let's crank. When your team wins 2 in a row and brings you no joy, you may be a Wizards fan. I got Spurs Pistons in the finals.
Yeah, we'll see. OKC still got something to say about that, but those Spurs do look dangerous with Wembanyama as their star player. Yeah, I was laughing yesterday at the Cleveland Cavs are on a 5-game winning streak since their James Harden trade, and I was like, I've seen this before. I've seen James Harden do this before. I've seen him go to a team, and all of a sudden they start doing better. He's having great stats. I don't believe you.
No.
I don't believe you, James Harden. You're never going to trick me again.
No.
Never. Ever. I'm never falling for this again.
We've all been tricked way too many times. We see him. He feels reinvigorated. He's going ham. He's with the team. He's passing. He's looking good. But then as the season rolls on, you're like, oh, nope. He started eating wings again at the strip club. It's all over with. Yeah, it's going to happen.
We get to playoffs again, and then it's the same story. No. Not falling.
But good for him, though. You know what I mean? Like, he should get a little bit of shine for a little bit. Exciting team, slap hands. Feels like a good trade in the beginning. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. Get some fanfare around Cleveland. Make it a conceivable place for a certain person to go retire.
Absolutely. Just lay that groundwork for him to roll in there really quick. Speaking of rolling in there, did you see in basketball? You see this LaMelo Ball clip of him crashing into a lady in his car, and then he hops out and gets into another car and flees the scene?
Yeah, that crash looked crazy. I was just like, why are you driving so fast in a Hummer? That's a big car. And just the way his car kept going after it hit her, and the only reason it really had to slow down and stop is because he busted the front tire, but it looked crazy. And if you guys don't know, there are tons of videos of LaMelo driving crazy, pulling out of like the parking lot, almost hitting somebody. I'm just like, dude, you got to be careful, man. Yeah. You gotta be careful, bro. Not just because people are just waiting to sue, but like, dude, suppose somebody seriously gets hurt, like, just please be careful.
I remember watching that compilation of him leaving the arena like a year ago. It's like 10, 12,
Yeah.
15 videos, and he's speeding out every time. He's
Yeah,
almost hitting
it's
people
crazy.
like he going nuts. And I'm like, he's still driving like that. And it seems like he hasn't learned his lesson. When they did the press conference, he's just like, I'm glad we got out of there. God is good. And it's like, no, that's not really the lesson I think you
Bro.
should take from this. But you know, these young guys, Phil, you're young. It's the same story. You're making millions of dollars. You're all over the people. You're famous. You're driving crazy. Your pops is nuts. Like, what do you expect?
Yeah, he's got all of these like ridiculous custom cars as well. So it's not like people won't know it's him.
No.
Yeah,
He
just
got like a
please be
gold
careful.
Lamborghini. He has like it's all they're wild.
Yeah.
Get it together, kid. The homie Ben Sifner says, Grapsody rules. You guys are the best. Fuck ice. Bear down. The pride of Indiana.
We're not manifesting that, man.
Indiana. That just like shout out to the Indiana homies. But like Chicago, man, what you mean?
Not trying to see this team in Indiana.
That sounds crazy. Appreciate that, man. Coffee Black says WWE blocking watch parties is whack. Do they really think someone is going to opt to buy a $300 ticket because they can't go to a bar to watch their pay-per-view? This what article has led them to believe that if you force them into buying a ticket that they're going to buy a ticket?
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And I know that this is more TKO tactics trying to drum up ticket sales, but yeah, it's not gonna work. If anything, it's gonna dissuade some viewers.
Absolutely. I know some people that that's how they watch wrestling. They don't watch wrestling all week. That's a casual fan. Is like, I go to watch parties because I like watching wrestling with other people. I mean, one of our favorite experiences in Vegas last year was being at the pool and watching WrestleMania. Like, you know me, I don't. But like, I had a fun time because you're surrounded by people. You're doing this. Like, that's the point of these watch parties. And saying you can't have this is not going to be like, none of the people going to the watch parties are like, oh, can't watch it on TV. Guess I'm going to go to the show. That's just not how this works at all. 0%.
Absolutely not. Yeah, Circa put out their press release. They're still doing Stadium Swim this year.
Okay.
If you're looking for a place to watch WrestleMania and not have to pay incredibly ridiculous ticket prices, might be the place to go. They also announced their schedule of like live events. Friend of the show, Denise, is on there. I think Chris Van Vliet, a few other people. So that's one alternative. It does seem like they're trying to go with this this blacking out thing and not allow watch parties, which is just greedy. There's no getting around it. It's just greed.
And like, the talk around this show has been so interesting because they've come to like shoot themselves in the foot because they've sold like a lot of tickets, like close to 50,000 or something for both nights. And people are like, this show is not selling. And I'm like, in what world? Because they've sold like crazy the last couple of years. Now when they don't sell as many, but they still sell a lot, it's this big failure and they have to rewrite all the plans. I'm like, this is not a good place for them to exist in. Like, when they're on top and killing it, it's bad for everybody else. And then when they're bad, not even bad, people are like, oh, the business is dying. And it's like, but they're still making so much money and tickets are still moving and the show's still so far away. Like, I don't even understand why they're saying this. Like,
it's getting closer. It's about a month and some change.
Wrestling fans will buy them tickets that fucking week. Like, it's not hard to convince a wrestling fan to go to the show. They talk all this shit. We're hypocritical. They talk all this shit, but everyone's gonna pull up. If you're going to Vegas for that, you're gonna go to that. So I just don't really understand what's going on. It was always gonna be less people are different going back to the same event in a really expensive place. So I would have to think they factored that in, you know?
Well, you're going back to back years in Vegas. Vegas is expensive, and
Super.
um, yeah, the direction going into WrestleMania hasn't been great. The ticket prices continue to go up. Yeah, I don't know why they're surprised there was a fall off. I knew there was going to be a drop off in sales with just the ticket prices alone. But then, like, your biggest match so far that you've announced is CM Punk Roman Reigns. Roman came back and did that promo right after Royal Rumble. We ain't seen him since.
They announced Roman's schedule for up to WrestleMania. It's like 5 shows.
Five more shows, man. Who says he's stuck in the grind? Like, I was like, all right, bro. Like, all right.
Wait, your biggest star is only going to be here this amount of time to sell the show? Good luck.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter because we saw how it worked for John Cena and his schedule, and people were pulling up for all of those shows, buying tickets. So, but yeah, they got to get to it with this WrestleMania build. I think that's part of it.
Yeah, it's time to amp it up. I mean, having Elimination Chamber be such a big story element going into WrestleMania now is it takes a little time to get to the actual WrestleMania stuff. So they got to get to it. Speaking of John Cena, did you see his little, he had a lot of tidbits and clips off of his interview with Young Ice Cube this week.
I saw people getting upset because he was saying he was supposed to beat Roman when he came back.
Why did he say that?
I think that was that year he came back at Money in the Bank. He was supposed to beat him in a SummerSlam match, and people were all upset about that. Which, no, that would have been pretty bad to do this whole Roman reign of him beating everybody on the main roster, beating all these full timers, and then the guy that beats him is John Cena coming back. Yeah, no, that wouldn't have been good.
Hey, Phil, remember a few years ago, I tweeted about how WWE house shows are bullshit, and then a lot of people were mad at me.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest wrestling star of the last 20 years on a podcast, John Cena, said, why would we bring back house shows? They're kind of bullshit. And I was like, oh, yeah, I remember saying that.
Yeah, I remember that because I remember there were people messaging me like, you see what your friend's saying? Are you going to say anything? And I'm just like, that's his opinion. What that got to do with me? You're not going to correct him? I'm like, correct him for what? An opinion? Like, what do you mean? Like,
people were so mad at me. I'm like, but what? They're just bullshit fan service. And John Cena went on that pod to be like, the main event gets screwed because people want to do bits at this fucking thing. Like, what's the point of this thing, of this house show thing, when you guys are not even trying to tell stories? And I'm like, that's what I was trying to say. But like, people are acting like I'm crazy. Like, seeing the same wrestlers wrestle 83 times in a row. Like, what is that really doing for anybody here? And that's what Cena was saying, and now I feel vindicated, and thank you, John Cena.
yeah, wrestlers get the reps in. There are some benefits to house shows, but
Definitely.
Doesn't definitely help like the argument when you've got like one of the biggest wrestlers to ever do it in this industry saying, yeah, no, this sucks. Why are we still doing this in 2026?
And this guy probably has done thousands of them. You know what I mean? Like, so many of just like all over the world just doing this, and just funny to see. That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
Shout out to what's their podcast called? No Contest?
Yeah. There was the clip of them doing the doing his theme song, and he still knows every word. Now it's just like, yeah.
This is why.
O'Shea and his co-host. My bad. I don't remember his co-host name. I'm not like.
Is it Teak?
Yeah, it's something like that. My bad. I don't remember his name. But yeah, they were doing it with him, and they were hyping it up like, man, nah, these are bars, grown man bars, is something you got to deal with, basically. And I was just like,
all right, okay,
I feel you. It was a little hype behind it because we don't see him do any rapping anymore. We don't see him. We don't see him rap the theme song anymore. So it was a cool little moment.
Yeah, that's why Cena is Cena, because he can lock back into that and invoke these memories that we've had for a long time. Like he's a lot of these people's childhood, the people that are 10 years younger than us, Phil, people that kind of exist in those spaces. Like they know John Cena as John Cena, you know what I mean? Not even the movie guy. Like that's an extra thing for him. It's like, Cena, you can't see me. That was their time. So I totally understand why people are connected to him like he is. I just love the way that man lies. Nobody lies like John Cena, brother. He be getting on there, getting his shit off, and I'm not mad at it, Phil.
Bro said, I love the way you lie. He was like, nah, you're just gonna stand there and hear me cry.
It is all right because my guy Cena be getting on there, getting this shit off. But no, good interview for them, seriously, because like some of them Cena interviews, I'm like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? They got him to get to some good stuff.
Yeah, I watched I still haven't watched the whole thing, but the Cody interview, I thought Cody got some good answers out of him.
Cody he knows how to lock in though. Interesting. The way that people are feeling about Cody right now is so funny. It's like wrestling fans are so fickle. They're so right.
It's so funny watching him come out and still get these big reactions, and people are like, we gotta turn him heel. This guy's not popular anymore. And I'm like, you sure? This guy's still getting loud reactions. So, I think people just didn't want to see him win the Royal Rumble again, but that don't mean turn him heel.
That doesn't mean he's not over. Every time his theme hits, no matter what, people are going crazy. Speaking of interviews, Phil, did you watch Club Shay Shay this week?
I started to watch it, but boy, I had a big smirk on my face when I saw who the guest was. I was like, I don't know, man. People keep saying, what's this guy going to do when he's not a wrestler anymore? He's giving everything to wrestler. This is all he knows is wrestling. This guy's going to have a sports podcast, guys. I don't know if you see the rollout that I see happening, but Seth Rollins is going to have a sports podcast. It's coming.
The Seth Rollins debate has been hilarious because people act like he's not a star, he's not anything, but like he's moving around like he's a star, so that's all that really matters.
Big star. Puts on for City of Chicago Bears. Probably puts on harder than anybody I know for that team. And it's not very easy to put on for a team that has been bad for most of my adult life. And not even most of my adult life, most of my entire life. You know, listen, man. That's my guy. That's my guy.
Absolutely. Not top 200 of all time, some say.
Stop falling for that rage bait tweet, guys. Stop it. Stop doing it. How many times do we have to have the same debate on the timeline of if Seth Rollins is a good wrestler? Is he top 200? Is he top 50? No, stop falling from this from people that just hate the guy. It's okay, man.
They'd be like, Henry Godwin is a better worker than Seth Rollins. Like, all right, I think we gotta relax, you guys.
I saw some of the response to it, and I was like, guys, come on, stop.
Like Bob Holly is not a better worker than Seth Rollins. Like I know you guys have issues, but like let's reel this in, you guys.
It's nasty, bro. Come on. That's nasty. We're not doing this. I'm not doing this in 2026. I can't control what other people do on the internet, but I'm not doing that in 2026. Y'all are wilding.
And it's happened so often, Phil. Like every 3 or 4 months, people are like, oh, yeah, let's talk about if we like Seth Rollins or not. And it's like, all right, man.
Yeah, I'm not going to truly appreciate my guy till he's gone, man.
That's it.
He's
one of those.
I know he gives people a lot of reason to want to bash him, but when that bell rings, we're not gonna lie on his abilities. Now, come on.
Absolutely. You gonna watch Tyson and Mayweather?
No, I have no idea.
What is going on? Stop doing this to us.
Mayweather seems like something going on with those finances, and given the way that this guy throws money around, just walks around with money in a book bag. Can't say that I'm shocked by that, but not only taking the Tyson fight, but announced he's coming out of retirement after that fight, and that makes me wonder what's really going on here. Like, because you've made a lot of money, dude. I don't think you need to keep fighting. I think we can hang this up.
About 3 or 4 lifetimes worth of money, like more money than anybody should see. Then that video, it's like he's sitting behind like a table that's just money, and it's like, what? Like, what are you doing here? There's like his grandkid probably has more money than we'll ever see, and like just him giving it to his grandkid for his birthday, like here's $1 million in a bag, and it's like, wait, hold on, what's going on here? Phil, he's seen these numbers with Jake Paul, and he's seeing these Netflix numbers, and they're giving out bags. Like, oh, he's like, yo, you guys are giving out 150 mil for a fight. Like, yeah, you know.
I mean,
but his legacy though, that's crazy.
I feel him, but you also have to go and then put your body through the horror of doing like the training regimen again and getting back in shape, and then you got to get in there and possibly get punched in the face. That's, I don't know if it's worth it, especially if you've made as much money as he has. I think I've done it. I don't think I need to keep doing it at this point. Speaking of other fights, Ronda Rousey, Gina Carano. I chuckled because they basically did like the TikTok video thing to promote it, and I was just like, okay, who's this fight for at this point? I'm not sure who asked for this or who wanted this, but
I've seen people on every side of the coin: the MMA fans, the wrestling fans, the Gina Carano fans, the Ronda Rousey fans. Nobody, not one of them was like, yeah, we're into this. Like 0% of people who love MMA, people who hate it, people who are around during that, everybody is like, what? Like, why are we doing this? Like, it wasn't even the big fight when it was possible. It wasn't the big fight. And now it's like, okay, if Netflix, Phil, we've seen this. I was just talking about Jake Paul. Hella people will watch this. Like, that's a guarantee. Like, people are going to turn this on just because they want to see what's happening. But like, this isn't going to be some amazing, life-changing fight. Like, what?
And it's not pay-per-view. You just need Netflix to watch it. And so I think they're going to get the buys on it. But, I mean, well, not the buys. They're going to get the watches on it. But are you going to sell new Netflix subscriptions for people to watch that fight? I don't think you are.
I wouldn't. I don't know. Yeah, so they're just this is fighting now. We're getting Mayweather and Tyson for some reason, and Rousey and Carano for another reason, and
I still think it's absolutely crazy that the Ronda Rousey WWE run did not go better, because I mean, when you look at their current situation and everything we're talking about with TKO, them going to Vegas 2 years in a row, you got to imagine they would love to have Ronda Rousey right now.
Bro, life could have been so different. And she's fighting, which means she's still doing that, which means if you would have had a better chance, she could still be on top. It felt like a softball. Like, okay, this is a person that is interested in pro wrestling. She's not just one of those, I'm doing it just because, like, she actually wants to try this shit and was in for it. That it was rocky the entire time, but it just kind of felt like it was going to be a home run. Like exactly what you're saying, Phil, where they landed now, they're doing these big Vegas shows, these crossover things. This would have been, they should have this gigantic star, and it just didn't work out like that.
Yeah. She would have been plastered on all the posters. She would have been front and center at all of the press conferences and everything for Vegas, I'm sure Saudi Arabia as well.
Yes.
It's still wild that did not work out. That second run with her after she came back is just still just confoundingly bad. Like because the rookie year was so. Despite what you might think of her as a person, it was at least entertaining. She was having good matches, and you could see all of the potential here all the way up to WrestleMania and main event at WrestleMania and what that did for the women's division. And then she came back for that Rumble, and the rest of that year was just like, what's happening here?
They like gave her the match with Shayna. Like it felt like they set her up for moments, but it just did not work out.
Yeah. You could tell that it was very mutual by the end, that they were like, look, let's just part ways amicably, or not amicably, because she's been like trashing them on every interview I've seen her in since then. But They were trying to get out of it amicably. I don't know if she felt the same way.
Yeah, if you want to hear, if you're into Bruce Pritchard slander, just pull up some Ronda Rousey clips. She did not like those people over there, brother. I tell you what. Oh man, she lets it be known how she felt, and I'm always just like, have things changed? I mean, on a little bit more somber note, I don't know if you guys saw this Janelle Grant's she talked yesterday for the first time essentially since all this went down, and what a insane thing, what an insane story, what an insane life. Just knowing that it's not from what she's saying, it feels like things are still going on over there. I'm like, I don't know what this means. I'm like, well, is the problem really gone? And it doesn't seem like the problem's really gone.
No, it's online if you have not seen the entire press conference with Janelle Grant. Yeah, a lot to take away from it, and I know people are going to pick their side because that's what people do on the internet. But probably just listen to what she says with an open mind.
Yeah, probably
the best way to go into it.
People are not going in with an open mind. I'm seeing, and I'm like, wait, hold on. How did you get there? What? But this is the internet. This are people. Appreciate that. Shout out to the homie Vin Forte, who says, if you had to draft 2 Sonic the Hedgehog characters, each to WWE and 2 to AEW, who you drafting and why? Hashtag open heart. Open your heart.
Well, because Sonic is basically like a speedy, flippy guy, I feel like he has to be an AEW guy. Like,
Phil said it, you guys.
He's got to be an AEW guy. Like, I just don't see him being over there. I mean, same thing with Knuckles. Knuckles is literally a high flyer. He's a flying character. He's an AEW guy.
Boom.
Knuckles, he's kind of like a brawler, and he can do some of the other stuff. I think he could work in WWE. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Shadow feels like he's perfect for like the big entrances as well. He's just gonna stand there and do like his big stare offs with people. Yeah, probably WWE bound as well. He's gonna go over there and get that big check. Work for the rival company.
Shadow's WWE bound is just a funny sentence.
Yeah, Shadow's WWE bound, man. He's going NXT.
I don't know anything about Sonic, so I let Phil break it down. That was perfect. Appreciate that, Ben. Devil Kazuya says, Danhausen's in the box. The Chamber's in Chicago.
Yeah, this whole this crate thing, I don't know what this is. This is this is definitely a Vince McMahonism. Mm-hmm. I kind of feel like it's just going to be something like the Andre Trophy in there or some like cross-promotional stuff with Netflix. I don't think it's going to be anything that serious. I've seen people say it makes sense for it to be Jericho, and I was just like, you guys are really silly. The idea of Jericho being in this crate for all these weeks, and then we get to Elimination Chamber, and it falls apart, and he's just in there with his arms straight. Break the walls down! That would be absolutely dumb. Yeah. I hope there's not a person in this crate, because why would there be a person in the crate for weeks?
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
It has to be like the Andre the Giant Trophy or something inanimate. It cannot be an actual person in that crate.
Yeah, if they're trying to sell this as a person was sitting, stewing in this crate for weeks while we built this up, interesting take. But I mean, we have seen crazier things happen. We've seen like Chainsaw Charlie come out of a box. We've seen wrestling boxes before, but let's not do that again. I don't know. And I can't think of them bringing back Chris fucking Jericho in a box. That sounds wild.
Chris Jericho wants to bring back the box reveal. He wants to be the guy that brings the box reveal back for the boys.
If anybody, he would be the one. Damn, Chris Jericho.
See, they don't want to give it away because they put the date on there. You're going to put the countdown up there. Doot, doot, do, do. That's how we're gonna know it's Jericho. If we see a countdown clock in the next like 2 days or so, that's how we're gonna know.
Exactly. Soon as they start connecting them dots, if they have a timer or anything like that, then it's Chris Jericho. Other than that, I don't. Introducing Danhausen also, I've seen a lot of people say this online. I'm like, yeah, no, maybe so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Appreciate it, Devil, because the homie Deontay Soignier says, listening to Pumpkin Hill at the gym this morning, work right now, on break right now, vibing, listening to y'all. I'm loving wrestling more now than ever. Got a lot of indie wrestling today. Y'all be blessed. All love y'all.
Appreciate you, Deontay, bro. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot in our chat. The idea of Danhausen being in that crate, I don't know.
Not for me, but somebody will like it. Appreciate you, Deontay. Yeah, wrestling. That's what I'm saying. Like mainstream wrestling, people can feel how they feel, but I think in pockets, indie wrestling is insane. West Coast Pro, of course, we're killing it out here. I think there's a lot of promotions that are doing some great stuff. Some promotions are doing some other interesting things, but controversy. I don't know, viral. Time, money, stuff. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Appreciate you, Deontay. The homie Sal Cruz says, you think Kenny versus Swerve will eventually lead to Swerve and his new mogul embassy versus the Elite and Anarchy in the Arena at Double or Nothing?
I don't know. I think the idea of Swerve having a faction again is interesting, but not sure.
I mean, I've seen a lot of people immediately start making those connections of if Swerve is healed, then a new mogul embassy is formed. And I'm not mad at it at all. I've seen a lot of the suggestions and I'm like, that shit would be dope. That'd be tight. I like that. Some people have some great ideas out here. And Anarchy in the Arena in this cool announced place, Philip Lindsey, that we got the official announcement this week of the Louis Armstrong Stadium in New York for Double or Nothing. Actually sounds super hot, and I've been thinking about traveling on out there for this show.
Yeah, that sounds like a big show for AEW. I think that's going to be like their second big stadium show in America following All In. Sounds like a lot of fun. Sounds like a big market, of course. New York, you're probably going to do the big matches. You're going to have like the Owen finals matches if it's anything like last year. I get the great idea.
Damn, that last year Owen final. Crazy. Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about what's going to happen in the next couple of months, and it's pretty interesting. That's a big deal there. So definitely pull up for that if you're in the New York area, or if you're trying to travel for some wrestling this year that's not attached to the other company. That could be your show. Appreciate that, Sal. The homie Bianca Leia says, good Saturday, y'all. I'm on my way to look at houses. Super dope. But wanted to say AEW is cooking. Absolutely. Aubrey was MVP. Swerve's turn is going to feed families. Willow, 2 belts. Flame emoji. Yeah, seeing all these things. AEW's doing a lot. We're going to get into it. Should we just get into it, Phil? Because people are very interested in what happened this last Wednesday with Kenny Omega. And so we've been waiting for this match for a long time. I'm ready to talk about it.
Yeah, I thought we got a really good AEW Dynamite. AEW's been on a really good run. It kind of feels like last year where once they started the year and got to Grand Slam Australia, they hit a streak where the shows just got progressively better and better. And the weekly product has been really good. Mm-hmm. I thought the venue that they did this week, Memorial Auditorium in Sacramento, California, looked great on TV. Really good crowd for it. And we got some fire matches. I think as much as people are talking about, of course, the main event, I thought the opening match was good. Mox versus Mark Davis was good. Mark Davis busted up his hand a little bit, but yeah, really, really fun match. Man, the Fatal 4-Way for the TBS title was really good. Really strong match for Willow. I think she needed a strong defense like this. I love that they put over defended the tag titles and the TBS title 3 times in a row in that week. And like I think I was getting tired of like those catch-all segments with her and Statlander and Harley. So I was glad that she got a chance to really stand out and show like that she is a competent champion.
Yeah, the crowd was hyped. I get nervous sometimes in California shows, Phil, because like sometimes we're too cool. Like I've been to a few shows where I'm like, we're tired. It's Wednesday, whatever. We're too cool for this. Sacramento was not on that time. I was at the show live myself. I drove down from Oakland, and you know when the crowd's waiting outside and you can feel that it's going to be a good crowd. That's the vibes I was getting immediately from Sacramento. They were into, which plays into later in the show. And what's super interesting about what happened is now we talked about it, Phil, at the beginning of AEW shows, probably for the last year and a half, people are outside. People are sitting before the show. It's whose house? Swerve's house. Like everybody's trying to get that off. And that's what was happening in Sacramento. I'm like, oh shit, like people are bought into Swerve. I know like they talk about, I know everything, but like he is a part of the beginning of wrestling shows. Like every AEW show I've been to, it's been that. So I was like, oh, this is going to be hot. And as the show progressed, they just grew even hotter. I think starting with Mox and what he represents for AEW is always a great way to begin the shows, just because he instantly makes a connection. He instantly gets you excited about what's going on. Super excited that Mark Davis isn't buried after, because sometimes you lose a tag team partner, you were into some momentum, not necessarily buried, but kind of taken off the path you were leading into. They've been putting him on TV, and he's been having incredible matches, and that's what this was. Just kind of it turned into a bloody brawl with him punching the post and what came of that, but like just a gritty brawl. But like you're saying, Phil, when it got to the women's 4-way, the crowd was like, we are all in on what's going on here. I think all those women represent something really good right now. But what I've took away from it, and what probably a lot of took away from it, Megan Bayne is like, the crowd you could just feel the energy. You could feel what she represents, her presence. There were people sitting in my section that this happens, like casual wrestling fans that came to watch a cool wrestling show. They know some AEW wrestlers, but like not all of them. And when Megan Bayne came out, they're just like jaws dropped. They're just like, who is this person? Who is she? And then when she started going ham, like people were going crazy. And like, I think that's what came out of this match is Willow and Megan are destined to have this kind of amazing showdown between the two. But then, like I'm saying, on the opposite end, every time Willow's music hits, Phil, I remember, whether in the building or watching it on the watch-alongs, it's like, this is somebody that's special still. She represents something for this women division. She needs to continue to have the ball put in her hand and the stuff put behind her. And while her having 2 championships get a little bit complicated, a little bit muddy, if you put her in situations like this, you really see how she shines. And there's so many moments where she shined in this match. People were nervous about that little spot that happened in the match, Phil, that German suplex off the top rope, which was very dangerous, but they made it happen.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it looked good. I thought Megan looked great. I don't know how long we're going to prolong it, but every time Mina has her moment towards the end of the match where it looks like she's going to win and then she makes one mistake and that's how she loses. That happened again in this match. They played that up in a backstage segment where Willow encouraged her and said maybe we're going to get a one-on-one match eventually. When Mina finally wins a championship with AEW, it's going to be a moment because they keep doing this with her where it feels like she's that close and she just doesn't get over the hump. But she's eventually going to win a big title with AEW. It's coming. But like you said, Megan Bayne, Willow, if we're not running this Athena match or this triple threat that I've been asking for at Revolution, it feels like the Megan Bayne match is the match at Revolution. You've got to get her back in a big singles program at this point. You got to do something with her at a pay-per-view. I don't know what it is, but you got to get to it. I'm not a big fan of the name Brawling Birds. Every time I see it, I'm like, I don't know. I know about this name, but I do like Alex Windsor and Jamie Hayter together. I think they have good energy together. Just that quick tag team exhibition we got, I thought was a lot of fun. And just from that, I was like, oh no, I see the vision. By the time we get to Wembley, get this tag match happening, put the belts on them, do whatever you need to do. But I see it. I see the vision with them. It's eventually heading to Wembley Stadium.
Yeah, absolutely. I think them as a team is incredible. I'm still need to be bought in on the name myself, but I think the energy that they bring to this division is needed. Like them tearing it up, clotheslining, beating people up like they can in this division, I think should happen. And I think they should be very close to the women's championships very soon because Harley and Willow have been getting a lot of fanfare. They're on TV very often, but like they need to be defending them belts. They need to be going for it every week. And I think having a team like that on their heels is going to help the division as a whole.
Yeah, for sure. Very controversial talking point before we get into the main event.
Mm-hmm.
We got the MJF and Hangman Adam Page segment. And I thought the promo itself was very good. I think that's kind of getting lost in the conversation around the stipulation and the stuff towards the end. But I thought the promo itself was very good. I thought Hangman did a great job of kind of reestablishing what this feud means to both of these guys, their history together. I thought it was important for him to note, like, you know, this belt has always meant something to me. I need this belt. And we've known like his lore with the belt from day one. He is the first guy in this company to show up and say, I want to be world champion. And just like the validation of being AEW world champion and what that means to Hangman's character, we already know that. But I thought it was very interesting that he made the point of saying, it's not just me. I see myself in you because you need that belt. We're both two people that need to be world champion. And he's right. And I think that made this feel like a bigger match. It made this feel like a match worthy of the AEW World Championship. And all the character notes he came with, the stuff MJF came with, I thought MJF's promo was fire as well.
Yeah.
But we got to the closing stretch of this segment where it feels like Hangman was very much trying to bait Max into doing the stipulation match, doing his signature match at this point, the Texas Death Match, because he's confident he can beat Max in it. He's got a great record in Texas Death Matches at this point. He's not really losing those. He just won the championship in a Texas Death Match last year. And it's a situation for Max where he can't try to cheat. He can't weasel his way out. No, you've got to come straight forward. You got to come correct with me in a death match. This is my domain. And so, yes, of course, Max would want that match. And so I thought that part of it was self-explanatory. Of course, he would dangle the carrot out there saying, hey, if you take this stipulation, you know, I'll never challenge for the world championship again. But I think it's him trying to dangle it out there to get Max to take a stipulation where he has the upper hand. Now, idea of him never challenging for the world championship again. And of course, this has the stink of the Cody stipulation on it. And so every time people hear that now, they're just like, oh, no, not this again. I don't necessarily think it's as bad as people are making it out to be.
It's not.
I don't really love the idea of using that idea again because it's been done multiple times in this company. And it hasn't been done well.
Not yet.
So, but I do like the idea of Hangman trying to outsmart Max and going, yeah, well, look, I'll never challenge for that belt again. All you have to do is agree to my stipulation. And if you don't want to do my stipulation, come with your idea for a stipulation next week. I'm now curious to see what Max's idea would be. Because Max is saying the whole time, I only want a straightforward match. I'm not doing any of this bloody, sicko, violent stuff with you, cowboy. And even a look on his face afterwards when Hangman was like, yeah, Texas Death Match, he was looking like, I'm not trying to do that. You guys are crazy.
I'm not into that. Not my mood. I'm this kind of champion. Yeah, I thought it was super strong from both of them leading into the stipulation of Max being like, we're still in the same place. I'm the world champion, and they're still talking about you. They're still acting like you're the main character of this show, but I'm the main character of the show. Everything that I've been doing as world champion is what a world champion is supposed to do. I've been on the shows, I've been in the indies, I've been representing this brand on top, and they're still talking about Hangman Adam Page. Super strong from Max. I think that these are moments where he shines incredibly. Like, he's in the ring with somebody who can talk, but he's still like holding a league of his own, and also always giving space for the other guy to get their stuff in. When Hangman came back with you're still the same little guy, you're still coming with the same kind of quips, you're still being the same person, I need that championship. I don't care what we're talking about here. You know the history that we have. We got to fight for this, and these are kind of my stipulations. This nobody liked it when Cody did it, and even hearing it, I kind of groaned out loud at the show of like, oh no, let's not do this fucking stipulation where if he loses, he never challenges again. He's not even in the running. We just take him out of that because it just doesn't work for me. Now, there are some times when this could work. If Hangman just says, if he goes heel and he says, fuck it, I don't care about that. Like, if he goes against it, that could be a new angle that happens. If we still have next week, like you're saying, Phil, Max could come and say, let me counter with this. We don't even need that. Like, people are leaving that part out of it. There's so many things that are still attached to it. But as a concept, if you ask me as a wrestling fan, do you like I'll never challenge for championship stipulations? I hate them, and I don't know what they're going to do to make this better. But I think it was super strong way to get people excited about a match where they weren't initially as excited, because we wanted kind of a different pairing for this match. We wanted Andrade to be in here. We wanted something else to happen. But I think with the hatred, with the story that they have and what they've built already, this could be a really good story and match.
Yeah. I do think it adds some intrigue to this feud because a lot of people were kind of like ready to move on and not go back to this pairing. I don't know, man. We'll see how this develops in the next few weeks. I'm already curious to see what is Max's stipulation he could come with. I mean, straight away, I think like Max dog collar match makes the most sense. Of course, he had a dog collar match at Revolution before with CM Punk. Maybe Iron Man match. He's also had an Iron Man match at Revolution. I don't know.
Max kind of got classics at Revolution. I was at both of those matches, and those are two of the favorite matches I've ever seen, honestly. So it could be anything. But yeah, again, Max has been incredible as champion. The runs that he's been on, the appearances that he's made as champion. Last night he wrestled Zilla Fatu in Hog Wrestling for the AEW World Championship, and he got into a little bit of scuffle with Andrade as part of it. Like, I'm loving this kind of traveling champion. This guy, a prestigious champion, is challenging people around the country and making the belt mean something. Like, it's been great and it's been amazing. I'm waiting to see more developments on Hangman and MJF, but really strong way to get into it.
Yeah, I thought the segment on the whole was really good. I just at the end I was like, oh, I don't know. Like it would be different if he was saying, you know, I will never challenge again as long as you're champion. But
yeah.
like ever again, I don't know. This took a turn though, because I saw people saying, "Oh, does this mean to be the end of Hangman's run with the company?" And how, you know, was this was kind of the foreshadow of the end of Cody. Unfathomable at this point. Like, I just cannot see it at all. Like, you know, never say never to anything. I just don't even see him as somebody that would be interested in a WWE run. Like Cody's a different guy. Cody has a different history with the company. I'm not sure I buy this idea of Hangman leaving And I know some of this is coming off some of the internet discourse, but I don't really buy it. And I don't know offhand what is his contract situation, but I feel like he's got a lot of time left on his contract.
Yeah, the discourse turning into Hangman, the WWE. I saw somebody photoshopped the WWE belt on Hangman. I was like, wait, hold on. If you took him making this stipulation as to we're close to him leaving, or this is a signal of him doing that, how did you get there from there? That doesn't make any sense at all. I feel like Hangman is super locked in to being an AEW wrestler. But what I learned in doing a little bit of research on why people are talking about that, it's all just from the selfie. Like, people are just so mad at him and his response in the interview. And I'm like, I understand, but that doesn't mean he's going to leave the company because you guys are feeling a type of way about him. It's just super interesting on how the perception of this guy has changed so quickly, Phil. Like 6 months ago, everybody was Team Hangman. Everybody was wanting him to be the face of this company and represent something. And now people are saying, is he leaving? How did we get here?
Yeah, I just don't see it. I think a lot of this is going to die down. Yeah, I don't think Hangman's going nowhere.
No.
I don't know where people are coming from with that, but I don't see him going nowhere.
No, 0%.
So, main event, Swerve versus Kenny Omega. This is a match that I've wanted to see for a very long time. We got the usual discourse around these kind of big matches and using it on Dynamite. Oh, why are they giving it away on free TV? By the end of the match, I was pretty confident in what I said last week, that this is going to be a series of matches. We're not done here. But this match was fantastic. I mean, start to finish, felt like a big match. Had all the aura going off, and yeah. This show is better with Kenny Omega on it. It just is. Dynamite is a better show when Kenny Omega is there. He adds so much to the show. He gives you the ability to have these kind of big matches. And Swerve at this point in his career, man, he's a big match wrestler, man. I don't know if people are really seeing it for what it is. Big match wrestler. 5-star match machine at this point. Most 5-star matches for any black wrestler. A little black history for y'all, if y'all, I don't know, but I saw your tweet and I was just like, I'm not about to jump out there with him yet, but a few more things where at this point it's going to be undeniable.
I'm like, people are arguing with me, and look, let me talk about the match first. Incredible match. I've been waiting for this match for years at this point. People talk about dream matches. People talk about things. When Swerve was in MLW, when Swerve was in WWE, when Swerve was in Lucha Underground, it was always like, damn, it'd be cool to see him against Kenny Omega. Damn, Kenny Omega match would be sick. And they've had some interactions. They've had some things on the way up to this. But I knew when the actual match happened what it was going to represent. Then when they said it was going to be in Sacramento, I was already thinking about going to Sacramento, but it was like, you have to go to Sacramento to see this match that you've been waiting years and years for. The crowd was buzzing the entire time. Like I said, when I got there, I could feel the energy of what it was. When we got into the auditorium, you can feel the people and what they were about to experience. And a lot of it is what Phil Lindsey is saying. When Kenny Omega is in the building, you can feel it. Like, you just know what's going to happen. You know, the excitement that was happening. Every time I was talking to somebody, they were like, I'm here for this match. I'm here for Kenny and Swerve. I'm here for this. This is the reason for the season. And for them to, when a match feels like, when you know there's going to be a series of matches and two guys wrestle, usually they're just like, oh, here's a little taste of what it's going to be. No, they could have this one match and I'd be like, yes, satisfied. This is how two big match wrestlers put it together. Kenny Omega is so good at every single step of the way, whether it's offense, whether it's defense, facials, fucking slapping hands with the crowd, knowing when to interact. Every single bit of what he does was on display here. And I thought a lot of his bumping was incredible. That spot that people are being ridiculous about on the apron of him trying to German suplex Swerve off the apron. Swerve flips out, rolls him up into a brainbuster. Like the bump that he takes off that brainbuster is like, so many people would have taken this so many different ways, but he just knows how to invoke into what exactly he needs to get into. I thought Kenny powering up, and there were moments where I was like, damn, he's about to beat Swerve. There are a couple of those V triggers to the back of the head. It's like, no, he's locking into Kenny Omega mode, but them kind of playing into the story of he's not the same Kenny Omega. Like a couple of these shots 3 or 4 years ago, Swerve would have been done, like no question about it. But like there's not as much behind it as Kenny Omega is. He's still trying to power back into that Kenny Omega that we know and love. And so Swerve kind of powering to that every time he locks into, I think about his match with Bryan Danielson when Bryan tried to hit the Busaiku knee and he brushed it off. When he locks into the brush it off mode, there's no stopping him. And he locked into brush it off mode in this match. That standing house call that felt like a gunshot, another incredible Kenny Omega bump and sell, and you just knew it was almost the end. And then the Aubrey bump, which I think goes on history of being the first time that Aubrey's ever been bumped in a wrestling match in AEW. First ever women's bump, I think, on AEW. Like, there's so much history that goes behind that. That was a big reason why the whole thing worked with Swerve, because we were in a lot of the crowd was for Kenny Omega, but there were a lot of people for Swerve. And then when that happened, it was like, oh no, everybody is against Swerve. How dare you? How dare you put Kenny in that spot? How dare you do that to the referee? So many things connected to that. Swerve got the big win, and it just felt super satisfying as a match because both of them locked into exactly what makes them special. All the spots, like it was a match for me, and it like hit 100% of the things that I think it should hit. The post match was Swerve really hammering in that he's healed, that he's a bad guy now, taking off the chain, kind of roughing up Nana, which you think is a little bit, but getting the chain, wrapping it around Kenny, and then vertebreaker through the announce table. Like, I was like, this is written specifically for me, Philip Lindsey. Like if I were to write a segment, a match, a time, this is how I would have written it.
I love that this through line of both this feud and the Hangman feud are the same. Hey, when I was coming here, I kept hearing about you guys, the Elite. I kept hearing about how you are the pinnacle of wrestling, the god of pro wrestling, best bout machine. I'm trying to be where you are. And coming to this company, I came to this company to make a statement, to be the guy. And wait a minute, I got here and this is it. This is the Kenny Omega. I don't see you here that much. And when you are here, there's glimpses of it. You got to show me in this match. And there was a lot of that in this match where it's just like, oh, okay. Hitting him with the knee strikes at one point. He's like pelting him with the knee strikes while he's trying to get up. That ain't enough. That ain't enough. That's it. And it was the same thing in the Hangman feud where it's just like, wait a minute, man. They keep telling me that you got the potential. You're the main character of this company. You're the face of this company. You the guy. Okay, so you're the guy I got to beat and get out of the way, so I'm the guy. And it's the same thing here. Oh, you're the best mount machine. You're pinnacle of wrestling, going to Japan, Tokyo Dome, all this other stuff. Oh, you're the guy I now have to beat to reach that next level. I've done it. I've been champion. I've been in great feuds. In order to be in another conversation, you're the guy I got to beat. And if that means I got to do whatever it takes to do that, I already told y'all how I give it up as champion. If it's me or him, it's him. He got to go. He got to go. And so there were several times in this match where he would do something really on the line, but it was just a little bit close where it's just like, oh, they're just wrestling. This is just like all the stuff on the apron he was doing. I'm like, hold on, that's kind of dangerous. But at the same time, Kenny did challenge him because he was like, wait, you're the most dangerous man in this company? I don't know about all that. I don't know if you should have pressed those buttons, Kenny Omega, because multiple times in this match, that guy tried to kill you. Trying to plant him straight off of the apron onto the floor below. I was like, oh my God, that brain buster looked crazy. I don't know why people complain when he does that roll to set up the brain buster. I think it makes sense to transition into the move. I don't know why people seem to have an issue with it now.
Yeah.
But I think it makes sense to set up a suplex. When Kenny countered it earlier in the match and set up the suplex, I thought that was clean. But yeah, landing on his feet out of that German suplex and going into that brain buster, that was nasty. The spot on the apron where he does the catapult up, and because he rips the part of the turnbuckle off first, catapults him up into the bar. The Aubrey spot was interesting because at that point we still weren't sure if he was turning heel. It looked like it was an accident at point. It was close enough to make it feel like an accident, and that's what was also so good about the story of the match. He kept doing things here and there to try to hurt this guy or underhanded things, but he did not cheat to win this match. He still beat this guy clean. And even like the counter he got off when Kenny's going for the V trigger, because Kenny, like you said, is just a touch slower than the guy we've seen have like the Okada matches and some of the legendary matches that have made him, the guy we know is the best bout machine. You're going up against a faster, more hungry guy in Swerve, who at this point, if you would picture Swerve 5 or 6 years ago at his same height and stature standing next to Kenny Omega, different guy. That guy in there with him today is a heavyweight. He looks like he belonged. And so, man, back and forth in this match. But bro, that counter when Kenny is going for the V trigger, pops up, hits him with the house call, big pressure out of there. Swerve beat Kenny Omega on TV. This is a massive win for him. And then not just that, I gotta put the exclamation point on it because you kept playing with me and slapped me on national TV. I didn't forget about that. Not just am I gonna beat you, I'm gonna beat you down afterwards and put you through this table. Excellent stuff. The match itself was really good, but I thought the after match stuff made it even better because I was like, oh yeah, we're getting to this. This is actually a feud now. This isn't just a one-off match. That makes me even more excited because if this match was this, we're going to get a second match. And how do you top that match?
That's what I'm saying. This is just the appetizer, essentially. This is setting up something even greater. I can't imagine what they're going to put together. I had forgot about that point that you brought up of when Kenny Omega challenged Swerve on being the most dangerous man. That really pissed Swerve off. And you can see it in this matchup being like, oh, you don't think I'm dangerous? Let me show you a couple things. These are just a few things that I'm doing in the ring during the match that's going to show you who's really the most dangerous, and hitting them with that vertebraker through the announce table to be like, I didn't want to do this, but if it takes going through you and proving who I am to these fans, and this is what I do, I thought that was a really good story element. And like you said, this is just laying the foundation, like taking out Kenny. What is going to come of this? I mean, it made Swerve look like a huge star. Like, I just love this moment so much.
Yeah, and I love Swerve's character has stayed the same. Even when he was a babyface and he was champion, it was the same. And I mean, when he came back, he's been basically saying the same thing. Like, nope, I want to be world champion. We went on that little detour, and I had to wrestle the EVPs for a minute. But no, my goal is still the same. It's to be champion. It's still to be the pinnacle of this company, to be the face of this company. None of the rest of this stuff matters. All the rest of this, Kenny is just in a way. Like, I just got to handle this right now. Oh, y'all put him on this pedestal. I need to knock this guy off of this pedestal so you see me as the guy. That's always been his point. And you could go even back to the Kevin Knight match where it's just like, people were saying he was pulling him in this match. No, I'm trying to teach you a lesson. You doing this whole potential thing, and people just are like, oh, you'll eventually get there. You're not going to get there until you show people that guy is not the guy. I am. And if you got to be violent, if you got to take people out to do that, that's the only way. Just going out trying to have fun matches with people, that ain't going to do it. That ain't it.
Yes. That fun match shit. It's just a great story for Swerve to tell because I think he needed to carve exactly where he is and carve exactly where he's going to be. Getting a big victory over Kenny Omega sends him up there. When people are talking all week, why are they putting this on free TV? Why are they putting this on free TV? They showed exactly why they put it on free TV. They showed exactly why this match was where it was, and I think it made both guys look great. Kenny Omega, like I said, the last couple of months, all of his matches have looked fire. Like, I know it's not the Kenny Omega of old, but like even in this match, there was a lot of shit that I was doing. Like, oh, he could still do it. He can still go exactly where he is. And I know he wasn't even going 100% full speed. And imagine when he is going 100% full speed. Like, just a incredible showing from both guys.
Yeah. Swerve has also been doing this thing since the Hangman feud where it's just like, oh, you guys really like that guy. I'm going to have to bring it out of him then. And I'm going to have to, he's going to have to show me what it is that he did to get you guys to love him as much. And we saw what that did to Hangman. Like, the Hangman feud with Swerve absolutely put Hangman in a better position. I don't think Hangman gets the second title run if it isn't for the Swerve feud. And I mean, we've seen so many other matches like that where he's pulled other people up with him. And not to say that Kenny Omega, Ricochet is prime example of that. Not to say that Kenny needs anybody to help elevate him, but I do think that this is one of those things where, Kenny has had good matches, like you said, this year since he's been back. He's showed glimpses, but he hasn't had like one of those like really great feuds, one of these great rivalries since he's been back. This might be it, and this is again where I say we can have all the conversations we want. The whole conversation around Swerve on the internet and like that Booker quote about him, teaching people bad habits. We can have all the conversations about extra stuff we want about like podcasts and lists and whatever else you want to say about them. They don't just put any black wrestler in the ring with Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Bryan Danielson. They don't just do that with anybody. They don't just bring the guy that is considered the best wrestler in this company, the guy that encouraged a lot of other wrestlers to come here. When you listen to Speedball, when you listen to Brian, they all say the same thing. I came here to wrestle this guy. They don't just put anybody in feuds with Kenny Omega, and they don't just put anybody in matches with Kenny Omega and let him win the first match. Brian didn't even win his match against Kenny.
No.
They do this with anybody, and that's why it's like, bro, you can say what you want. They don't put black wrestlers in this position just anywhere. And I'm not saying that AEW, I'm not trying to do the whole AEW books black wrestlers than any other company. I'm just saying for the conversation around Swerve and how y'all keep trying to say this guy ain't had motion. Bro, out of any black wrestler in this business for the past 2 years, this guy been getting to it. I'm not trying to hear some of the rest of this stuff y'all are doing. And some of this might be our bias because we're both Swerve fans, but bro, this guy been getting to it. I ain't trying to hear it. He's been getting to it, bro.
There's a lot of levels to it. I was saying a lot of levels to my tweet. We already talked about it. Phil and I know. I think he is the greatest black wrestler of all time. The accolades show it. In ring, in ring, there isn't a competition. Like people are talking about Booker T. Because a lot of people like responding with Booker T, and I'm like, you guys, I like Booker T. I came up on Booker T, but let's keep it real. Most of his career was like fighting alongside Stevie Ray, and like most of those matches were not that great. And like Booker T is a tremendous wrestler, but there's levels to this. People are talking about Booker T. I'm like, he wouldn't even be number 2 in my book. I don't know why you guys are bringing up fucking Booker T. It's a competition between Swerve and goddamn Dwayne The Rock Johnson. What do you mean?
Growing up, my favorite wrestler was The Rock. I used to quote all the catchphrases. I used to repeat all of his promos. I used to do all the impersonations. I thought Rock was the greatest ever at one point. When you just consider most things about me, big Iverson fan. I've got on this podcast and said it. This guy has a pair of Iversons. Swerve has a pair of Iversons. If you in whatever 1999, 2000, if I was watching wrestling and any wrestler had like a shoe collab with Allen Iverson, let alone their own shoe, I would have thought that like that was like the coolest thing ever, bro.
Absolutely.
Big comic fan, Milestone Comics. Rest in peace to legend Dwayne McDuffie. This guy came out dressed as Static, like the dog. It's just different, man. And I mean, look, if you just don't like him, you just don't like him. Must be really not fun over there on that side. Because I'm having a blast watching this guy kill it in AEW, because this is always where I want him to be. I felt like when he went to WWE, he should have been a guy. I kept saying, like, this guy, when he leaves NXT, he's going to be a big deal. And it never happened over here. So to see him finally get to it over here, to have big matches, buddy, like I said, it's only a few more things before I'm going to be inconsolable. If this guy gets a Tokyo Dome match, or if he gets like a spot in the G1, don't talk to me no more. Enough. Enough. I don't want to hear no more of the rest of this internet discourse stuff. I don't want to see it, dog. Leave me alone.
It is over for me. The best white boys, I think, to ever do it in my eyes as professional wrestlers are Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega. I think those are the best bell-to-bell wrestlers that they ever were. Swerve has classics with both of them. My favorite tag team of all time, my number one on the list, the Young Bucks. Swerve has a classic with the Young Bucks. Why would people think I would want anybody else to be number one, you guys? Like, all the boxes I would want checked are checked.
Yeah. It's only a few more that I need at this point. It's not that many.
And I got
more.
to see two of those live. Now that
what an incredible match.
God.
Yeah, what an incredible match. Great way to end Dynamite this week. I don't know where we go with Kenny and Swerve from here, but I am immediately excited. Some of that Swerve babyface stuff was fun. That brief tag team stuff we got with Hangman wasn't necessarily for me. This stuff this week where I was like, look, I know he's popular. I know people like to do the chant and everything, but this guy is a tremendous heel. I'm here for this. And like I said, from my point of view, everything he's been doing and saying is justified, because y'all got me fucked up. Don't come in here talking about I'm not the most dangerous guy. Your friend got to set my house on fire, and I let him live after that. Don't play with me, dog. Cut it out.
Absolutely. That's exactly what it is. The issue is, like, I know what he needs to do in order to get people to, start to believe in this heel shit. And there's a couple of little baby steps that he needs to do, but I just don't want him to. Because like I was talking about, the crowd, every crowd I've been in AEW in the last year and a half are chanting, whose house? Swerve's house. I'm like, that's gotta get that out of here, I think.
This guy is coming out with Raekwon rapping over his theme, dog.
Come on, man. Come
on. It ain't too many black wrestlers just doing it at this level and doing it this big. The chef on his theme, dog. Like, and
Wu-Tang.
It ain't. I think people just need to put in perspective what we're seeing, because I don't think people are really getting it. Like, when this guy showed up on TV with Rick Ross and like some of the cool things he was doing, and he was just tag champion at that point, and everything he's accomplished and everything he's been doing since then. Yeah, I just think we got to be honest. We got to be honest about what's happening.
Bruh, headline Wembley against fucking Bryan Danielson, you guys. Like, come on. What do you mean? Like, accolades, numbers, all of this, like, he's getting those too, on top of the in-ring stuff and like influence. Like, the Booker quote is funny because these wrestlers, I've seen direct influence of Swerve. I see wrestlers, young wrestlers, doing his spots, working like him, walking like him, but not like Booker T's saying, though.
Listen, man, I don't want to downplay Booker's legacy at all, because I think Booker is one of the greatest of all time.
He is top five. I will say that. Don't worry.
Yeah, one of the greatest of all time, one half of one of the greatest tag teams of all time. He is a legend. Like, I'm not trying to downplay him at all. I don't agree with some of his takes, but that's a different conversation. When it comes to like his career and what he accomplished as a wrestler, you cannot diminish that. But The truth is the truth at this moment, and there are Swerve clones out there. Like that, that just is what it is. Like the guy that we were talking about in like this Javon stuff, that guy fucks with Swerve. There's a reason. Like we just gotta give it time, dog, because I think people are like very in a moment, and I think people are not, you know, people are not seeing what's actually happening around us. But yeah, I think we gotta be honest. And some of this Booker stuff, I know Booker is Booker, so you know, unfortunately, because of the stuff between Swerve and Booker, some people are gonna keep bringing up Booker with Swerve, and I think it's a little silly. Booker keeps saying things here and there where it's just like, okay, but you don't have to. It's fine. It's fine. The stuff this week with the Observer Awards and my quote from last week did not age well because I was like, guys, you think Booker cares about this? This is funny. He's playing a character on TV. Apparently, Booker does care. I was very surprised at his reaction to it, and this idea from that side, both the company and wrestlers at the company telling you at every turn, this guy is not important. His publication's not important. These awards are not important, but they're doing all of this in response to him. It's just like I don't really understand that part of it. Because if it don't matter, why do you care if all of his readers or his students, as he tried to call them, are unimportant? Then why are you doing all this? Why does it matter? Why you're making jokes about him on commentary, on the show, on TV?
That's what I was gonna say. They've done
why does it matter?
They've done bits of few shows, like on Raw and NXT. They did Dave Meltzer award bits on commentary. I'm like, but you guys don't care, they say, but you're dedicating time on your show to him.
That's why I keep thinking, like, if it don't matter, it don't matter. I don't really understand. And it's a fan voted award. I just keep going back to that. Why are you making it a personal thing with Dave? Like, Dave personally gave you this award, and like bringing up that you cornered him, and like he like, why are you making it that? Like, I don't understand that.
And y'all won last year. I don't like, they keep forgetting about like this. They just won. This awards were just all about them. People liked their fucking show, but now it's this big crazy thing. Now the homie, I can't remember his name right now, that said that Booker T was their R-Truth. I was like, damn, that's a cold ass. I never thought about it like that. But there are a generation of fans, Phil, that Booker T is wearing a fucking wig standing next to Goldust. You know what I mean? Like, that is them for somebody, and he just has to remember that. Or there's a legion of TNA fans that know him as the whatever accent he was using, fucking King Booker guy. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah. Like I said, I don't have any interest in downplaying the guy's success, but there are a lot of things that he's linked to that, like I said, when you compare it to other black wrestlers, they've never had to do certain things you had to do. They never were subjected to things that you had to do.
They started out in WCW with that chain around the neck gimmick, and the guy, essentially they have like a master, and like, dog, let's not throw stones in glass houses. There's too many bits like that. Swerve doesn't have this is fucking embarrassing ass wrestling moment where he looks like he's setting shit back. That's all I want to say. I love Booker T. I'm a huge fan, dog. Like, I'm a dreadhead. I know the lore. I know the life. But like, there's levels. That's it.
Yeah, I cringe every time he talks about the WrestleMania 19 build, because I legitimately think that's one of the worst things WWE has ever done. And every time he's just kind of like, well, it's it's business, and it's a show, it's a TV show. We're just trying to get reactions out of people, and I'm like, no. I hate it every time. Every time he like it's just like, well, people are still talking about it to this day, so that means we reach people. No, not in that way. I fuck with Booker, but like that every time he does that, I'm just like, ooh, please stop doing that. Please stop doing that. Please recognize what it is that black fans are telling you they hated about that build and the fact that you lost in the way you did. It was.
We hated that. He's like, you shouldn't have. And we're like, yeah, we did. And he's like, but these are all the reasons you shouldn't have. And we're like, no, Book, we hated it. We're never going to like it. There's nothing that you ever say that's going to be for me to be like, all right, that's okay. No, it's never going to be okay.
Yeah, the whole mindset, because I've seen him and a bunch of other people online do the whole, well, you hated it so much, that mean it worked. No.
Somebody responded to me reposting that saying, Triple H is just playing a racist character on TV. And I was like, if that's the response you're taking from this, I got to go. I don't know. I don't know anymore.
Why would you want to play a racist, though? I don't.
What?
Come on, guys. Come on. Oh, yeah, that was the other thing. Booker said that was just kind of like, why are you making it that? Because he was like, well, I talk street and I know Meltzer don't get in. And, I know Meltzer ain't never had gumbo. These fans that vote for these awards ain't never had gumbo. And it's just like, well, why are you making it that? Maybe they just don't like your commentary. Why are you trying to make it into... Yeah, there's a lot about this whole thing that was just kind of like, let's wrap this up, guys. I don't think this is worth all of this. Like, some people voted you worst commentator. I think that the funny thing is, I don't even hate Booker on commentary. I get what he's doing. I get what it's for, because that's why I gave the analogy of Lawler last week, that he's doing something very similar. He's playing a character. He's doing color commentary. I get it. A lot of people think it's funny. And some of the stuff he does is funny to me. But I think when people are like, oh, I don't like this. Hey, man, that's their opinion. Why does it matter? It ain't that deep. All these people having to jump to his defense like, how dare you do this to Booker? I think he'll be all right. He's been in this business a long time. Like, it's okay.
And like Booker responding with like, yeah, this is why I've had a job for so long because of that. It's like, if you got it, stop arguing with Meltzer about it then. Like, if it's yours, then it's yours. I don't know why you think the response of he ain't never had gumbo was just like, what does that have to do with this though? But
I am curious if Dave has ever had gumbo now.
Yeah, me too.
How you know he ain't never had gumbo?
How you know?
How you know? But yeah, he ain't got no flavor, and that's why, the Observer Awards, and it's just like, I guess, but maybe those people just don't like your commentary and they don't think it's funny. I don't know. But if it's somebody black that also was like, I don't like it.
Yes, that's why I'm like, there's a bunch of people on that have had gumbo that don't fuck with it either. So I don't know why you're saying that.
I personally do think that McAfee is worse on commentary than Booker.
Absolutely.
When McAfee came in second, I was like, no, that's wrong. McAfee is worse. But I feel
yeah. No, I know Booker is playing a very specific role, and I know exactly where he's doing, and I think he does that job well. Like, I mean, you can't ignore that, like, Trick Williams, there's extra on there because of what Booker T did for him,
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm saying, like, it isn't all bad. It isn't. NXT as a show isn't necessarily for me, but that's just my opinion. I don't think that means that nobody should enjoy it or that it doesn't do anything for the wrestlers or anybody watching it. Because a lot of people come away with the Bookerisms. Like, I know people that are casual wrestling fans and they know Booker's commentary. And that's why I'm like, these things fill different needs for different people.
Listen, Book, I'm trying to represent for black wrestling commentators. And I was like, damn, who are all the black wrestling commentators? Like, you're all the way up there, dog. You're like the fucking measure who they're measuring us up to up there. And you need to relax, okay?
Yeah, you're up there with like now. I can't.
Come on.
Yeah, it's a few black commentators, man. Like it's got yeah, it's a few of them.
It's a few of
Coleman.
Caprice, Caprice.
Caprice Coleman. Yeah.
It's Book, it's Righteous Reg, it's Caprice Coleman. It's who are the homies? Oh, Swole does it for Ashe. Shout out to Big Swole. Who's your partner on there?
Is it my man? Is it David Lee?
Is it Lee? Chris? Damn, come on, me. But yeah, there's a couple of us out here representing you guys.
Yeah, Byron has done some
Byron?
commentary.
Mhm.
You've got Elite Group. Cass has done some commentary. Domi, Kazeem, Famawide. It's an Elite Group.
An elite group. Leave me alone.
They tried to put you with the other guy in this group, and you was like, nah.
No. I'm gonna be out that. I gotta wash my hair.
They tried to put you over there with him. Homie tried to mention my name this week, and I was like, listen, man, spell your father's name right when you mention his name. Like, don't just put my name in tweets and spell it wrong. It's one L in my name. It's not two.
They tried to stand me next to this cornball. Get me out of here.
See, people are gonna think I'm starting stuff now, but yeah, listen, just spell my name correctly. It's all right. Don't just put my name and stuff and don't spell it correctly, man. I know because I put Phil on everything that people just come to this assumption that it's two L's in my name. It's only one L in my name. Spell my name right.
I mean, do be catching a lot of L's, so I do understand the extra L's.
Hey, man, I know. Don't try and put an extra L on my name, though. It's just one.
What if we put another L on your name, Alfred?
Yeah, no. Don't do that. But see, people think it's different energy. I be just trying to get jokes off, man.
These are bits, dog. Nobody care about that. Come on.
Yeah, I be just trying to get jokes off. I see, but I seen a tweet, and I was just like, oh, that's kind of funny. But you're not correct on that. You're not factually correct on that.
I just, why?
You know why.
I know.
You know why.
You didn't
Shout out to my dad, man. The only outfit I recognize around here.
Did your email to the Creator Fest get lost? Like, did they send it to spam? Maybe like they were like, we're sending this to Phil, and like it went to spam on accident.
Nah, I didn't even know about Creator Fest. I don't really. I guess they had it last year. I didn't know about it, but like I definitely saw a lot of tweets about it this week, and I saw both sides of it. I saw people that were like going out there and working, and people like having a great time and being like, this is a great experience, great opportunity. Then I saw people trying to hate on them, and I saw people talking about both sides of it, the people hating on them, and it's just like, we don't have to do all of this, guys. It's all right. We can be civilized. We cannot do all of this. It's all right.
Yeah, this is I had some homies there, so shout out to my homies, and then I had some people like it's just too many sides for something that should be good for all, and maybe just shut it all down.
Yeah, we could chill out. I think that's the takeaway. We could chill out. We got super chats, right?
We do got super chats.
we got super chats because I think again, y'all will get me saying something I think is funny that other people won't think it's funny.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's get into some more super chats because we veered off. Orion Ben says Busby versus Durant. Busby wins in 5 rounds. I saw a tweet
he's
that
just been avoiding them, so there's no versus.
Yeah, no versus. I saw Busby say that he hasn't. Kevin Durant hasn't tweeted in 5 days. I'm like, I'm sure he has tweeted in 5 days, just not under the Kevin Durant.
Nah, didn't he? There's like a report this morning that he laid off like a bunch of people for his company. Yeah. Interesting stuff going on over there.
There's some shady behind the scenes dealings that we've seen a couple of rappers and basketball players that have been involved in coming out in the news, and like guys got to be careful about that out there, you guys. Or what was the homie? What's his name? He does comedy.
Now we're not talking
Desi
about that guy no more. I thought we were moving on.
I'm like, you guys, be careful out there.
Be careful with these jokes, man, because
you can't bring them back, Phil. They're supposed to be gone.
Be careful with these jokes. Careful with these jokes, man.
The homie Meet Norma says, so Vegas had to pay to get Mania, and the Fed is actively hurting the local economy. Nasty work, but on brand for the Fed. Who will Royce fight at Survivor or SummerSlam?
I don't know. I think, and I don't think there's much credibility behind it. I think you can put him in there with like somebody like Miro that is like a WWE guy that has like size on him. I mean, that would be pretty funny if they basically ran back to meat match at SummerSlam. I didn't even think about that when I said Miro, but I'm calling Miro Rusev. Yeah, I think the Rusev match could be good. I think they haven't established what brand he's on.
Still? Oh, you meant
is he a SmackDown guy? Yeah. Yeah, like is Royce like a SmackDown guy? Is he a Raw guy? They haven't really set that up, and that's why I'm kind of thinking like, what brand would he be on? I don't know. We need more information. TBD.
Absolutely. Yeah. The verdict is still out. I hope it just works out for the homie. But yeah, the Vegas stuff is crazy all around because beyond WWE, Vegas is just in some shit right now due to rising costs and due to travel and all this. And like this added on top of this is not helping anybody. Yeah. Devil Kazuya says, can y'all rate Cena rapping on O'Shea's podcast, which we talked about a little bit earlier? What's your rating for that, Phil?
I gave it a strong to decent 7.
A strong to decent 7. That's a pretty good rating for it. Yeah, I was in that range of 6 or 7. It's an old thing, and you know he still can do it, so it's not extraordinary, but it's pretty dope.
Yeah, he got the nostalgia pop in the studio. It did what it's supposed to do.
Exactly. Appreciate that, Devil Kazuya. Alexis Align says, first time super chatter. Appreciate you, Alexis. Big Grapsody fan. I want to know your thoughts on this Kevin Nash stuff. The words he used were wild. Thank you very much for bringing this up, Alexis. Almost forgot about it.
Yeah, if you guys have not seen, Kevin Nash got himself in a little bit of hot water last week. We're really coming the week prior, coming from the week prior where he said that he would like to see more out of Javon Evans, and you know he used the quote, "There's a little bit too much Mr. Bojangles, and he would like to see him be more urban," and just those pieces of what he said when you isolate it does not sound good. If you don't know your history and you don't know who, Bojangles is, probably shouldn't have used that as a description for him. And then, to compound the issue, if you're black, you don't want to hear, the word urban used, or like, that just sounds like, corporate speak of like, yeah, I want to see this person be more urban. I think he could have chosen his words better. It just didn't come off well. And then he tweeted an apology that made it worse. He's since taken the apology down, so I can't even look it up to read it to you guys. But at the beginning of it, he was trying to explain where the term Uncle Tom came from, and then he got into how he feels like nobody is really looking out for the development of black talent like he does, but I digress. It's just like, well, wait a minute, are you apologizing or not? Like, why are you doing all of this extra stuff? This could have been a simple, hey man, I could have picked a better choice of words here. I meant no harm. I want Javon to do well. Um, just my critique of him. But yet his initial quote and the apology did not come off well at all, man. Did not come off
well. You put on one FUBU jersey, and this is what happens. People put you on this level of who you are because you wore FUBU in 1999. Now you think you can talk how you want to talk. Rude, disrespectful, confusing. So many things I thought while reading this. Like, first of all, why are you describing what an Uncle Tom is? How did we get from you going to calling him Mr. Bojangles to let me give you guys the definition of what an Uncle Tom is to start this off? I was already turned off from there. I'm like, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Let's stop. And then I fumbled through the rest of it, and he gets to the end and says he's the only one that cares about black wrestlers' development.
Yeah.
What? Oof. Like, who are you talking to? What are you saying here? In what world? What?
Yeah, it definitely felt like, sometimes when people's ego get in the way, like I meant well, and it's like you're trying to tell people while apologizing that you meant well instead of just being like, you know what, my bad. And this is sometimes where ego come in. It's like, it's all right. You could have just been like, you know what, my bad. I don't totally understand even how I offended people, but my apologies. You could have done something that simple, but yeah, no, this was not it. His initial quote in itself was just like, I don't think he should say that, but that apology tweet made it so much worse. And then he took the apology tweet down, and I saw like he had like some replies to some people under it, and I was like, yeah, no, you're digging a hole here. Maybe just like back up a little bit, recognize that you misspoke, and just move on. I don't think coming back in this kind of condescending, patronizing way was the move. Nah.
Yeah, he responded to Kev on stage on one of his tweets and was like something like essentially like the vibes I keep getting from Kevin Nash is one of my black friends let me say nigga one time, so I'm down. That's what that's the vibes he keeps giving up of like, I have black friends, you guys, I can say this and you can't.
Yeah. Wasn't it? I think it sucks because Javon is getting over by just being himself.
Yeah.
And people really like this guy. I mean, that was apparent when he won his qualifying match to enter the Elimination Chamber. People just like this guy. You haven't had to do very much with him other than just let him go out there and be athletic and let him be himself. And it's so hard for black wrestlers to just do that, just be themselves and be accepted. And so I think then you trying to come in and, telling him to urban it up. It's like, ooh, no black person wants to hear that, especially if like, you're like us, for example. Like, listen, love rap music, not a street guy. I've been around a ton of street people my entire life, but that ain't who I am. And so just like this idea of you got to be that because you're not going to ask a white wrestler to do that. You're not going to ask a white wrestler to be more urban. You're not going to use that word with anybody but, a black wrestler. And just like I said, even the connotation of Mr. Bojangles is like, no. And it's such a better way to say it. If you're just like, I don't like the happy-go-lucky, happy to be here stuff. I want him to show some edge. I want him to see some like intensity from him. That's such a better way to say that. But yeah, the words he chose were not it, man.
Because that's it's the not black enough thing. Oh, Javon's not acting black enough. That's like the words underneath it. You know what I mean? And like, I love that Javon is the way he is, and that Melo's the way he is different than Javon. And both those guys are completely different than Swerve, who's completely different than Oba, who's completely different than Kevin Knight, who all have their own styles and gimmicks in life. And none of them is more black than the other one or less urban or any of that. They're all their own version of black. And that's what makes me happy as a black wrestling fan.
Yeah. And he might not understand it, that's how it's going to come across to black people, that you're essentially telling them, you know, you don't fit the stereotype of what we consider black. You're not black enough. Mm-hmm. He might not think that that's how people are going to see it. That might not even be his intention. But again, when you use those kind of words, and we've heard those words used that way, no. That's why you gotta. If you do have black friends that have okayed you saying other things, one of your black friends should have told you, no, reel that one in. This isn't it.
And who says urban, Phil? You need to act more urban. What the fuck? What?
But that's what I'm saying. It's definitely some of that like corporate buzzword shit of like trying to not say, well, give us the black experience. And it's like, And again, he that might not have been his intention, but the way it came off, like, ugh, no.
Like nobody's telling Kevin Nash to not critique black wrestlers. That's not what this is. Nobody's telling Kevin Nash he doesn't have a place, but there's a different way to say you want a wrestler to do or act a certain way.
Yeah. Somebody should have definitely looked to the side and said, nah, maybe not that one. Maybe not that word. Maybe. And then his apology. Yeah. Maybe talk to some other people before you did that. Don't just react like, because I think what happens a lot of times is these things will happen. And it's like, well, why are people so offended? And I meant well. That it doesn't matter. You might have meant well, but also recognize that you offended people or you said something that made people feel a way, and just apologize. It's okay.
That's it. I just wanted Kevin Nash to say, shit, my bad, you guys. That's it. That's all. I didn't want him to start breaking down definitions. I didn't want him to give me any other thing. I just wanted him to be like, my bad. That's not really what I was trying to say. But he did it. He mansplained.
Yeah, you trying to explain like Uncle Tom doesn't explain
how. Why are you explaining that to us?
I know about like the struggle. I know about it's like, hold on, dude. Hold on. Hold on. How did we get here? Hold on, man.
No, let me break it down for you. In 19, I'm like, no. Hold on. Let's not do nothing. We don't need any of this at all, brother.
That is not helping at all, bro. Not helping at all. He's had an interesting few weeks. I still think those few weeks where he kept talking about Punk and how Punk is wearing a T-shirt down to the ring. And it's so funny because Punk is in the best shape, I think, since he's been back. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, he kept talking about him like, why are you wrestling in a shirt? And so Punk came out in a house show where he pulled off his shirt and he had another shirt under it. Why we can't stick to that, man? That stuff's funny, man. Like... Once you start getting into this race stuff with it, it's just like, oh no, thanks. There's also that quote of him retelling a story about Triple H coming back out of retirement to beat Punk after that promo, and he's just like, I'm gonna beat the motherfucker. And I was just like, just so basically what we knew, what Punk said on Art of Wrestling, sure seems like this guy was done, wasn't doing any wrestling, came out of retirement to beat me, and then went back into retirement.
Mm-hmm. And every time he's came out of retirement since then, it's to take somebody's momentum. What a awful human being.
Yeah, I saw people again trying to say, but no, it's because Nash didn't pass a wellness. He had a wellness violation or something else, and because that wasn't his initial story he told about this whole incident. But I'm like, I don't think it's out of realm of possibility that he might have lied. I don't.
Yeah. You don't think his homeboy was like, "Hey, don't tell them that I did this."
Don't. Yeah, and of course people have people dug up the promo in question because Nash said that he was particularly upset about something that Punk said about him and Stephanie, and so people dug up the promo. Yeah, it's the promo where Punk is trying to egg Nash into taking a match with him, and Punk says like, "Well, make the match, or do I need to talk to your wife? We know your wife wears the pants around here. You do what she says." So maybe you need to go ask her, but either way, make the match. And yeah, I can see why Triple H felt the way, but
Absolutely.
basically tried to derail him at the time and proved a lot of what he said on the Art of Wrestling podcast to be true. But it's all good. They're now friends now. Just like what AJ Styles was saying in that vlog. Like, water under the bridge. We're all friends now. So it's fine.
We like him. He's the boss. He's cool. Yeah, we got it. I got it, bro. The homie Leonard Aarons III says, so I hear that Triple MAGA got Oba doing main event lately. If Triple Stale was truly serious about this man, the moves would reflect it. Y'all see Braun on main event at any point. Exactly. Creative Mr. Magoo ass motherfucker.
I think it just shows what we were also saying about Trick a long time ago on NXT and how you could see when they look at Trick and Melo, that's the guy that they want to pick. And just look how quickly they've gotten to it with Trick. And I mean, the reactions to Trick have been fantastic. But like this guy is already heading into Elimination Chamber match. This guy is in there mixing it up with Randy Orton. They made him look great against Sammy the other night. It took him a minute to get to it with Melo. Like it's pretty straightforward with Trick. They are putting him in a position to succeed immediately. And that's why every time people are like, well, you got to give it time. When they want to put the machine behind somebody, they will do it.
Exactly.
And that's why every time when people are like, well, you could just wait. They know how to do it when they want to. When they're ready to, they know how to do it. And that's not to say, of course, that Trick is not deserving. It just tells you the difference and the way that they perceive Trick and Melo. Like Melo is the guy we like. He's the guy that can do all of the indie flippy stuff. Like he can do all the in-ring stuff we like. When it comes to like the guy that looks the part, that like can come out there and has like what they're looking for, like the height and all those things, that's what they see in Trick. And I think the thing that works for Oba is that he can do both. He has the look and he's great in ring. It just seems like they're not quite ready to put him in the spot that he should be in. I don't know a better way to say it because I don't know why Oba's not in an Elimination Chamber match. I don't know why he wasn't one of the qualifying matches. But the only thing I could think of is they're possibly doing this Brock match at WrestleMania, which I don't want. I don't want to see it.
Yeah, not really interested. Them talking about that, I'm like, yeah, that's the match I definitely am not interested in. I want Brock Lesnar to try to shit all over this guy. You know what's going to happen. Exactly when it happens there. Yeah, Trick has been interesting. They like him a lot. Like I almost feel like they like him more than Javon at this point. Like they put him in some high positions, like next to Randy and mixing it up with Sammy. Like he is immediately he's in a different echelon than a lot of people even get to try to get to. And I think it comes down to that when they start to push a guy in a certain, because they push Oba as like an unbeatable guy. He can't be mixed up in too many things. And like Trick can get beat if needed and it won't hurt him at this position. So they don't know how to do these things at the same time. Like they don't know how to book two different, you know what I mean? Like it just does not add up. But I mean, good for Trick though. The entrance goes insane and the fans really get him. And I think that's the one thing that's going to work for Oba too, because this is an entrance based wrestling company and Oba's is starting to get over week by week.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They can get to it with Oba, but I think you're right. I think the important difference here is that Trick can take a loss right now. I don't think they want Oba to lose yet. And I think that's also why they're they're booking him the way they're booking him, putting him in there with Kit Wilson. It looks like we're gonna get a Miz match next week. But these are all guys that he's gonna just squash and move on. So
Right.
I get that. I wish they would just put him in a straightforward feud, but it's who's gonna lose? That's always the thing.
Mm-hmm. That's what happens when you do these build-ups, these squash guys, these unbeatable things as you get to this point of when do they lose? Who should they lose to? What are the competitive matches? And like, it can't be that. Appreciate that. Oh, Leonard Aarons also says Janelle speaks, and not long after the nasty place hypes Brock being on Raw, he already knows he's probably going to force his way into the chamber match, and it wouldn't shock me if Javon gets 86. Yeah, if they do the Kofi thing with Javon, that's going to be awful.
Yeah, no. Give Javon at least like something big in the chamber, I hope. Yeah, Brock doesn't need to be in a chamber match. They just promoted him for the upcoming Raw, I think, in Atlanta. But
oh god,
he don't need to be in a chamber.
Because they're just gonna let him run roughshod over everybody, and that's not what Brock needs to represent at this point.
No, just start the direction to whatever his WrestleMania match is. You don't need to put him in a chamber, and no. There's nothing interesting about Brock being in the chamber at this point.
Right. Leonard also says Vince had the golden egg. Creative Mr. Magoo got the box. Y'all ran the man and his doofus son-in-law out of here on that short bus shit. Jesus.
What's going on, Leonard? You having a week, brother? Like, what's going on?
There's some anger.
This crate thing is goofy, and I think if it was anybody else, people would say it's goofy. But
what's in the box?
People like a good mystery, I guess. I don't. I personally, I don't know.
People might place their little bets on what's inside the box. You know, it's a fun little mystery for them. Not for me, but it's for somebody. Leonard also says MJF is in an interesting spot because he has lost 2 straight to Paige, so the mental edge he usually has is out the window. If he caves to what Paige want, it's a wrap at Revolution. He will lose.
Yeah, and I do think that Max is gonna win.
Yes, absolutely.
And especially because they keep playing up the point that Hangman has beat him 2 straight times. I don't think he's gonna beat him at Revolution.
Mm-hmm. I don't think so either. Appreciate that, Leonard Aaron. Pariah says, spoken as a man of these fair isles, please don't take the Brawling Birds from us, the most British possible tag team name.
Very British tag team.
Yes.
I guess I just don't understand like the culture around it. But yeah, every time I hear the name, I'm like, I don't quite get it. But I do like them together.
It makes sense we wouldn't understand it because we're American boys, but yeah, because the issue is when we hear the way that black men describe birds, that's what I'm thinking of. You know what I mean? I'm like 2 brawling birds, like they're calling them birds. You know what I mean? But it has a different connotation in different spaces, so I understand.
Nah, they never had gumbo. They don't know what we're talking about. They don't know what birds you're talking about.
Unseasoned non-gumbo eaters.
Nah, you're talking too street. They don't know what you're talking about.
Sorry, they're gonna vote me next, but worst announcer next year. That's crazy.
See, your hat's in the ring now because you've done some announce work.
It is, man.
Yeah, this could happen, man. You could be voted in now.
I'd be honored.
I personally think it would be really funny. At this point, I'm like, I think
I'd die.
People take a lot of this stuff too seriously, bro. It's
not serious at all. Booker T is still on TV doing commentary. It's not like this doesn't mean anything for anything.
That's why I just knew that Booker was going to make light of this and it was going to be funny, and I did not expect it to go the way it did because I kept thinking like Booker's in a business. He knows how this goes, but he, for some reason, made it very personal with Meltzer, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
Why'd you take it there? It's just Meltzer, you guys. That's what I don't get. Like, he's not a threat, but then he's a threat. I'm like, it's just Meltzer, dude. He kicking it.
Bro said he was ready to rip his ear off. I was like,
I'm saying it is not. It's not personal. And again, Meltzer didn't vote you as the worst announcer, you guys.
I think the funniest thing about it is Meltzer was really unfazed by this whole thing. He's just still responding to people the same way on Twitter. He's like, you know, I don't know what dude's problem is.
And I fucked with that. That's how he should be. Because, like, what is dude's problem? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, that's the best way to go about it. Because, bro, a lot of this stuff is just not that serious, man. I just think a lot of this stuff is just like, it's just wrestling stuff, bro. Like, a lot of wrestling stuff people have started taking way too seriously. Like, bro, these are a bunch of guys in tights wrestling. I don't know.
Dance fighting. Don't forget. It's just dance fighting.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so, a lot of times stuff that's not for you is for somebody, and vice versa.
Sometimes stuff not for you is for a lot of other people, man. These ratings that keep coming out for TNA and stuff, I'm like, who's watching this show?
Everybody's watching it. Apparently, I keep hearing that the show has gotten better since their debut episode. I think the debut episode, they tried to do really a formula that's not theirs. It's like, it really felt like the WWE Netflix debut.
Right.
And so far they've gotten back to what they do well and good. But yeah, that debut episode, I heard a lot of people like, this is terrible. This is how you start your TV deal.
Shit. The homie Hassan Batla says, what's up? What's up, y'all? Where's Bobby Lashley? I assumed he'd go after MJF. My favorite wrestler going up was Booker T. He repped H-Town hard. Can you dig it, sucker? Yeah, no, Booker T. We love Booker T. Again, I'm trying to tell you guys. It's not about Booker T being just be on some wild shit sometimes. And he is in top 5 black wrestlers of all time. He definitely deserves to be up there. I'll never take that away from him. I think Bobby Lashley's injured, my homie Hassan. That's why he hasn't been on TV. And they were saying it's going to be like 3 or 4 months, and that was like a month ago or something. So we still got some time.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure MVP said it on TV that he was injured.
That's right. Yeah. So it's out there. We do need him back, though. He brings a certain energy that I was like.
Again. Yeah, I just was gonna say, but again, no hate for Booker as a wrestler. I think Booker is still a legend, and buddy, if we could get a Booker interview, I think that would be fantastic. I would love to interview Booker, but some of these takes, man, some of this stuff he does on his podcast, I'm just like, I don't know, maybe.
You think I wouldn't want to interview fucking Booker T though? You got another thing coming. I'd be standing right in line, dude. That's a legend. Come on, that's fucking Booker T. That'd be awesome.
One of my favorite SummerSlam matches is Booker T versus The Rock for the World Heavyweight Championship, or was it still? It was still called the WCW Championship at the time. But like, nah, man, Booker is Booker. Like, just some stuff I can do without. So
people probably say the same thing about Phil and I. Like, we like those guys, but some of those takes.
Hey, man, it be like that.
It do be like that.
I think it's also I'm aware of what people may or may not like about me. So it's all right. People don't like
it. Is all right. Yeah, that's a fact. Look, listen to where you're at in this space too, wrestling space of people that are wild. Of course.
Yeah, I'm never like, oh, this person doesn't like me. Oh, I can't believe it. It's like, he'd be all right.
Him and his stupid fans. It's fine. Don't care.
That'd be all right.
Yep. The homie Minimal says, did Red start the both these guys chant during Swerve Omega? If not, proud of moment. Did he handle the what chant? I didn't start the both these guys chant, but being in a building where a chant that you started starts for a match where you do like both these guys, it's a big moment for me. I liked it a lot. It was perfect. I was walking around during the what chant to get somewhere, so I wasn't involved in that, but I would have been mad if I would have heard it.
I hate the what chant so much. I hate it.
I loathe
Stop doing it. Stop it, guys.
If it's what chants, I have an unfathomable hate for you deserve it also, but that's on a psychological level, I think. But what chants are racist? That's why I don't like them.
Yeah, I hate to watch it.
Most of the time, it's just the fans being racist, and it's like, don't be racist, you idiots.
Yeah.
Ben
Yeah.
Sifner says WWE is a cult like Trump fans. Any criticism is biased. It doesn't matter if they praise most of the time. Booker T is one of their soldiers.
Yeah. GI Bro. He's the head soldier.
Standing on the front line, big dog.
Yeah, just like he's just standing there with his arms crossed, like in a Bad Bunny video.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. With all the camouflage on, and we like Booker T.
Yeah.
This isn't when like Phil was saying he liked Jack Perry. We like Booker T.
Listen, man, I like Booker T. I don't know what you're talking about.
Can you dig it?
Nah, those Grapsody guys, they keep talking about me on their podcast. I don't know what their problem is, man. Might have to put 5 fingers to their face.
As someone who like for like 3 years, his whole career was about Spinneroonie. Like, I'm just saying, we gotta relax. That's it. That's all. That's it.
So that's why I think some of this stuff is also just very funny, man. Just considering the source is just funny, man.
The Spinneroonie. Daffy AIW says Cena drove me away from wrestling the first time, but Booker Triple H was the start of the breakup. Also, good to see my last humper for POTW transition into the good.
Yeah.
Oh, we have humper chats, so that'll be over there.
A lot of humper chats that I have not hit yet.
I appreciate that, Daffy. But yeah, there was that time. That was an interesting, weird time. Like, I was a Triple H fan because, like, I was a Shawn Michaels fan, and then when Shawn Michaels got hurt, I automatically became a Triple H fan. I like DX and shit. And then when he started to go on his reign of terror, I was like, I don't like this. Then when he got with Booker T, I was like, oh yeah, I don't like this at all. So it kind of happened pretty fast, and it just kind of got progressively worse after that. And I don't know how he became the head of creative after all of that.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well for him.
It worked out. A Glassdoor Gamer says Miro for 2026 Workhorse Fightful Award.
That quote of him saying he went back to WWE because he wanted to wrestle more, and people were just like having all this fun with it.
Why would you say
That's what I'm saying. Some things are just funny, man. Just like
I was reading that being like, he's saying this out loud? That's crazy. Like, does he understand?
He
like, we can see. Oh, you know, but money is money, Phil. User by 8 says, are y'all surprised that Swerve surpassed Keith Lee? Is this a joke?
Yeah, I just still wonder what happened there, man. Like, there's so many different stories. I know he had like some stuff lingering from COVID, and then like he had injury. So I just hope that he's doing okay. I don't know what the whole story is there. I'm surprised that Keith Lee hasn't had a better run with AEW because there was so much excitement around him when he first got there, and I'm still not sure what's going on.
If you guys go back and watch, like when Keith Lee and Donovan Dijak were taking their match around the country, and then when Keith Lee started to cook and PWG and all these things, that guy was tailor-made for AEW, and that guy never made it to AEW. So I don't know what happened. Like, I know the WWE stuff, he had some health issues, but like who he truly is, he never got to become that guy on AEW, and it's unfortunate. And I just think that's what it all comes down to. Like, the Keith Lee that could have been somebody just never arrived there for some unfortunate reason, and I don't know if we'll ever find out why.
Yeah.
But I'm a big Keith Lee fan. And like Phil, I just hope he's all good in all of this. Like, wrestling is wrestling. I hope as a human and his health and all that, he's good. Leonard also says Triple K hacked Nash's account and tweeted that apology. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That could be it.
No, he's not letting up. That's why some people think that we hate Triple H because Leonard will be getting his super chats off, and it's like, y'all hate Triple H over there. There's multiple things he's done that I dislike, but I don't know if I hate him.
Yeah, I can't say that I hate a man that I don't personally know. You know, I don't like a lot of his ideas, and I think sometimes he be wilding and some stuff that he says I don't like, but I don't hate him. You can't hate a person like that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear who he is at this point, though.
Yeah, exactly. He says it loud and clear. The homie Bragov says, happy Grapster Day. Hope everyone's doing well. Member for 32 months. Appreciate you, Bragov, for always being a supporter, always showing up to support. The homie Redmond says, do you think AEW is doing 99 WWF this year in the world title picture? The top guys trading the title back and forth in short reigns. I can't think of who's going to have that short of a reign.
I think this MJF reign is going to be pretty short. I don't think he's going to hold it past Dynasty, if I had to guess.
I don't think he should hold it past Dynasty is where I'm landing. So, but I mean, he going to try.
Yeah, if this is like leading to a Kenny match, like I think if Ospreay's back by Wembley, I don't know why you don't put the belt on Ospreay, and that's why I can see you doing like a few, like 4-month reigns, 3-month reigns, and I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess thinking about it like that, Redmond, and what Phil's saying, I could see MJF losing the belt to Kenny, and then Kenny losing the belt to Ospreay, and those would all be pretty short reigns. So yeah, I think so. The other Mikey V says, who would y'all like to see in the new Mogul Embassy?
Kevin Knight, I think, would make the most sense after their match earlier this year. I've seen a lot of people say Private Party. Private Party kind of makes sense too. But I think you need like a big guy in this thing. You need like a big.
You need somebody big standing behind Swerve. You're right.
Yeah.
Are they elephant in the room? They all black?
Well, not necessarily, because the first time around he had Parker Boudreaux and the other boy Trench. Bring back Trench.
That's true. Bring back Trench.
Yeah, if he needed like a big heater behind him, what's Big Bill doing?
I like Big Bill a lot, dude, and I would like that honestly, because I really like Big Bill.
Yeah, what's Big Bill doing? Like, get somebody like.
Shit, put BK in there too. If that's what we're doing, just put both of them in there.
Yeah.
What about a woman?
Yeah, I think if you're going with a woman, Queen Aminata makes a lot of sense.
That her and Nana would be a good combo. So who's our big dudes? What happened to the big guys? I'm sorry, you guys. AEW just sent all the big guys out of there. What happened to them? But yeah, I think that the core of just right now, the Kevin Knight and Private Party would be super hard, and then build from there.
I continue to say, correct this mistake. put AR Fox back in there. I don't think that's gonna happen. But those AR Fox matches we were getting with Swerve were so fun, man. Put those guys back together, man. What's going on?
That combination was hard. They were making some good TV, and let's run it back. What if we did that? AR Fox, hell yeah. I appreciate that, Mikey V. And then our last super chat, Dreddy says, tell me he didn't just say that, Booker T. That's going to be him listening to our podcast.
Yeah. If he probably has no clue who we even are. But I do think it'd be really funny if I saw him somewhere like, saw your podcast once. Didn't really like what you had to say about me, brother. Just saying we could do better. It's Swerve teaching you bad habits.
Here goes Swerve with his bad habits again on 2 more dread hits. Shout out to the homie Booker T. We're big fans over here. Don't forget.
Hey, this is gonna make it worse. He's doing impressions and everything. He's like, nah, fuck these 2 guys. That's what he's gonna say. Like the Observer Award thing. Fuck these 2 guys. Yeah, y'all making flapjacks jokes. Fuck these. Mm-hmm.
And I know what he would say. He'd be like, trying to hold a black man down, but like most of the time I hear about Booker T is he's talking about a black wrestler. But again, I digress. I'm a big Booker T fan.
Yeah, people are not gonna come away thinking that. People are gonna be like, nah, that's not what they're gonna think. Appreciate you guys. We got Humper Chats. Got some from Tony P. Says, first of all, rest in peace to Reverend Jesse Jackson. He did so much and helped with so many causes for worldwide rights and equality. We lost a giant in the black community. Was he perfect? No, but he was on the right side of history, standing up for what was right. Absolutely. Rest in peace again to Reverend Jesse Jackson. Reverend Jesse Jackson. What was I doing there? What going all over the place? Tony P also says, so Kenny learned an important lesson on this day. Sometimes it isn't good to be right, because he was right last week about all the things he told Swerve. You know who else seems to have agreed with you as well, Kenny? Swerve. He needed that pity energy back to bring him back to life. So to celebrate the return of heel Swerve and his bad habits, we honor him with the Petty of the Week for his post-match ass whooping on Kenny. I like Swerve saying needed this because it meant more than one thing. Absolutely. Yeah, I think it'd be hilarious if he like trademarked bad habits and like actually put it on a shirt.
That would be really funny.
I don't think he will, but I think it would be really
he
funny.
He definitely won't.
More from Tony P says, then we got a new 5-star classic in Kenny and Swerve. HOF from New York getting booed at House of Glory. Maybe reality will make him realize he is a real loser. House of Glory week full of funny stardom shenanigans. God. TNA casket match, the bad WWE in and out the ring. Nash's quote unquote apology. He says the I'm
gonna be back in 1 second, though. I have to run outside.
Okay. He says the /what the fuck, Booker T. You don't got to lie. Just say you're bothered. And you still mad at Swerve. At least he thinks you are a legend. Has done a lot for black wrestling. What is up with not using Deanna consistently? Also, can we have an AEW women feud now, TK? Yeah, I think that's the other thing people are going to say with Swerve thing. Swerve disagree with that guy that said that he has had a bigger influence on wrestling than Booker T. And that just shows, like, no matter what Swerve thinks about him, like we were saying, you can't downplay Booker's legacy. He's absolutely right about that. More from Tony P says, a box WWE, really a box? Are y'all that creatively bankrupt? Y'all have like 3 mystery angles now. Didn't have Cassie and Jess doing Tokyo Joshi Pro on my bingo card. House of Glory, even though the show was good, why did y'all bring back Ho from New York? I was misreading this. I was reading it as of HOF. He's saying Ho from New York plus Mike versus Floyd. Ho from New York is hilarious. I did not.
I'm like, what did I come back
Tony.
into?
More from Tony P says, when I seen that TMT Visa card, I knew it was official that Floyd was broke. As always, fuck Trump administration, fuck ICE, fuck Sean Strickland, and rest in peace to all who died this week. Protect each other. Peace and love. Um, yeah, yeah, it does look kind of funny out here in the light for Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the stuff he absolutely does not need to do. I don't know what's going on.
Legacy, dude. You're one of the greatest of all time, and you're gonna come back to fight who? Like, there isn't even any dream matches. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, boxing is so boxing is so weird right now, man. Like boxing used to be so good. Like if you grew up on the boxing that we grew up on, like it just was so different, man. And now it's just like it's kind of a joke. And I hate that this is where the sport I used to love is. It sucks.
It's a circus.
We got one last one from Tony P. He says, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Big circus. We got one last one from Tony P. He says he needed to win for a world title one. He needed to beat a legend like Kenny for his legacy, and he needed something to make him snap, and so he could become dangerous again. So much in one phrase. The good AEW was two bangers. Mox Mark TBS 4-way. Yeah, I think that humper just came out of order, Tony, but appreciate you as always for all of the humper chats.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, I think that's all of our humper chats. That's basically all of our topics. The only other thing that we did not hit, WWE is promoting this AJ Styles tribute for Monday night in Atlanta. I said 90% after Royal Rumble, guys. I'm dialing my percentage back at this point. I'm not as sure that he's leaving because what would continue for him if he's completely gone? I don't know what that means. It sure makes it seem like he's going to be back in some way or that this is planned as some kind of angle. I don't know how you walk back a retirement match. I don't know how you have somebody come back after they lost a retirement match, but something's happening here. I don't know what it is. I hope that he's still going somewhere else. I still want this Ospreay match, but I'm not feeling very good about it at this moment.
I'm super confused about this whole situation, my friend. I was on I've been confused all the way up, like the way that he retired, the time. He talked about it this week a little bit about how he thought about it being WrestleMania, but the cards didn't fall in the right place and all this. And him leaving right before WrestleMania is confusing. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? But I was on that must mean that he's gone. He's going to go to AEW at least, or New Japan, or do something on the outside of WWE. That's what he's setting him up for. But now as I keep learning things, I'm like, oh no, he might be locked into WWE, but he just wanted to have his retirement at a different time. And doing the Stephanie pod, and they're doing this tribute now and all these extra things afterwards. I'm like, I don't know what this means. I was ready for AJ Styles to have a post WWE run, get some of these dream matches, but they could just be giving him a proper send out, Phil. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems so different when you consider how Bryan left after the career versus title match with Roman, and he was just kind of gone.
He was gone.
But Bryan and AJ are two different guys, so I don't know, man. I don't know what to make of this. Like I said 90%. At this point, I am all the way back down to 50-50 at this point. I'm at 50%. I still think it's a possibility that he could go and wrestle somewhere else. Like I said, I don't feel good about it at this moment, though, because it feels like everything they're doing is leading to some kind of angle. They're flying people out for this tribute show for AJ, and like I said, why would you be doing all of this if there's nothing? This has got to be leading to something. Maybe it's a Hall of Fame announcement. It's something is happening.
Yeah. And if they're doing that, that means more time for him to stay. I don't feel the same as I felt a few weeks ago after him losing. Now I'm like, oh, he's probably going to stay here. It looks like they're setting him up, or at least trying to make the the chance for him to stay. Like if they heard, because we've heard a bunch of things post him losing. Of like, I have heard some rumblings in AEW, and I have heard some rumblings of well, like hearing that Punk quote of him being like, I talked to him, but I'm not going to tell you. I'm like, some of this is wrestler speak, but then I just keep getting confused.
Yeah, I think it was also just confusing because right after the match, there were so many AEW wrestlers that were tweeting or hinting at things. At the very least, it feels like people in the AEW locker room heard something. That, of course, isn't a guarantee, but it does seem like something was going on. And I don't know if that changed. I don't know what's going on. Like I said, there's a possibility he could still go elsewhere. I just don't know what to make of this tribute thing. This definitely changes my opinion of Rumble.
Right. Shit. AJ, is he done wrestling? Is that I don't know, man. I don't fucking know.
I hope not. I hope we're getting some more matches at least. But again, I don't. How the heck do you walk back a retirement match? How do you have that? I gave you my word. I'm retiring, and then you just come back. I don't know how do you do that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like if he stays with WWE, it's gonna be in a non-wrestling role. So like, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, why have AJ Styles and it not be AJ Styles? Sounds crazy to me.
Yeah. And at this point, like, what is Gunther doing at WrestleMania kind of feels like maybe a Rey Mysterio match. And if that's the case, like I said, where does AJ fit into that? Maybe this is all a work and we're heading to a rematch with AJ. I don't know.
A retirement psych? Okay, I know. J. Cole doing it.
It can happen.
Ben said the fuck ice chance might have changed his mind. Ben.
That's what they're doing over there?
Right? No, for real. He saw a couple of them news stories and was like, what's happening? Hold on.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I don't get my hopes up for Hash and take it away, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I had my mouth all ready for Hash, and now you just like he's just about to go back over there. I got really excited about that prospect of an Ospreay match. Don't just take it away. Don't do this.
He says, psych.
Please don't do this to me, but would not be surprised. Other disappointing things have happened in wrestling, so.
My hopes are down. That's it.
Yeah. I'm not feeling anywhere near as excited as I was. So. Let's call for Humper Chats and Super Chats, and then we're gonna slide up out of here.
Yep. We got one more super chat from the homie R Do It, who says, happy Grapsody Day, y'all. Comic news, Dakota Verse milestone is getting a history of right now and looks like it's starting a new line of at least static.
Yeah, that's exciting news for Milestone and Milestone Media. I know Joseph Illich is a big part of that, and he's been tweeting a bunch of stuff about it recently. So, yeah, that is great news.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, I don't know what any of those words are, but excited for everybody. That's all of our super chats. Thank you guys today.
Yeah, we don't have any more Humper Chats. Appreciate you guys, as always. We should be back on Saturday at our usual time. Next week, Elimination Chamber will be here in the city of Chicago.
Shut down.
Got the New Beginnings U.S. show on Friday in Trenton, New Jersey. So we'll have that to get into on Saturday. And we'll probably hit you guys with a review of Elimination Chamber or something the following Monday. So
yes, sir.
Stay tuned for that. Also have our interview with AEW Women's World Champion Tekla dropping this Monday.
Big Tex
on our YouTube channel. keep an eye out for that. But other than that, you know what it is. This has been Grapsody. I'm Phil Lindsey. Righteous Reg. We're out of here.
Ho, 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 ho.